it's something human to go through.
Well,
Or
the best
even
allegory,
if, they're just
if you're going to...
experiences to trans people, and
it's
what happens to them,
it's a useless argument. If you're going to use an allegory, the best example, there's multiple ones, but the best example I could think of is Plato's allegory of the cave, because you have these people in the cave, they see the world one way, and there's someone pulls the light from the clouds or from the cave entrance and says, "Look, there's a world out there," and that is the best literal example, because there's representation in a scene. It's actually a plot point in the movie, and then outside, voila. Neo chooses to go outside the cave and into the world of reality. So there's other things like Descartes' evil genius or evil god, where there's a trickster behind the scenes. You could say that's the architect or what have you. There's all these little things like that from philosophical concepts, but not it's a trans metaphor or allegory. I don't see it. I'm sorry.
Doesn't allegory require author intent?
Yeah.
No, well,
yes.
I think to an extent, like it is when you try and I think
is that
if you can see many things in a film. For example, you can see a theme of this, that, and the other. You can see this, that, and the other as an allegory for something else. But usually, it doesn't require author intent, but it's just because you see something in a media doesn't necessarily make that media better or necessarily make it true.
Yeah.
Because even though you say, okay, let's say someone does make the claim it's a trans allegory. How? Please explain to me how that the exact events in the Matrix, turn out to be an allegory, even if it wasn't an intentional one.
I don't think it was an intentional.
And the main answer you get from it is, well, the people who made it are now trans. And you're like, well, that's not the movie. That's the people behind it.
Yeah,
I mean, you could make
you start to struggle.
You could be a gay person that makes media. It doesn't make your media gay.
Yeah.
So it was Tolkien that actually made the distinction of allegory, and then what you're talking about, how it's close, is applicability. It's applicable to these things, but it's not a one-to-one recreation, which is what allegory is. That it matches up. Like the best allegorical story is Animal Farm. They're one-to-one real-life counterparts of the events that they were trying for, and it was an intent. Whereas Tolkien didn't like it when people were saying that the One Ring was a nuclear bomb or an allegory for a nuclear bomb. I was like, no, it's not. I never had that. It could say it's applicable to World War II because he used his experience in war to write his book, but so I'm thinking like, okay, so does allegory require author intent? Otherwise, it's just applicable.
Anyway, yeah, this is a different topic. I'm glad we started rambling on, but we should probably start with the video and say good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 158. Representation matters, and here's why.
I didn't realize we were live.
Yeah, I don't know why it matters. I don't know why representation matters, because I just like stories. I don't care. I don't count the number of white people or black people or brown people or this or that.
Well, ultimately, we watch media for a good story. We don't watch media for how many black people, how many white people are in it.
Well,
and you can maybe make arguments about why it could be important, but it doesn't make that media any more quality or any better craft than any other media just because you've got more black people in it or more women in it.
If you just want to see representation, just go outside your door and just walk in the world.
Well, I think we're seeing it from the example of cartoons where you have like The Simpsons, where everyone's mostly yellow, where color doesn't really matter. Anime, no one really cares about skin tone.
Japanese.
They're all anime. They're not Japanese. They're all anime, whatever that means. Yeah. So with cartoons, it doesn't really matter to me.
That they have 18-foot tall eyes. You can't call them anything.
They're Japanese. It's set in Japan and they're representing themselves, but in the end, they're all looking kind of neutral.
I think there were what's it called? Polls made where in Japan they said they look Japanese, and in Europe they said they look European.
That's true. They do. It is projecting for like that type of thing. And then I'm just saying it's Japanese because the authors are Japanese and they typically would draw themselves. But it can be generic enough to be anyone. Well, anyone of a light.
I just see them as people.
Yeah. I would go as far as say his reputation isn't important at all. As long as it doesn't affect the story.
We have to think in terms of the mentality of those.
Weird people who need to see themselves somewhere.
I think it's an important thing. Well, not important, but it's a good thing to have it to see yourself in other things. I just don't think, one, it's not the be all end all, and two, a lot of the people that cry about representation are fucking lazy and they don't go seeking out the perspectives they want. They want Hollywood to feed them the perspectives that they want.
This is the problem.
The thing that confuses me are the people who want the looks. Because for me, like, the characters I know of that I can like feel the closest to have had similar struggles than I do, and none of them look like me at all.
That is the ultimate thing to relate to. It's just, I have an example of when it happened when they took representation away from me, but it just so happened to be like one of my favorite books. They fucking ruined A Wrinkle in Time. Yeah,
but aren't you glad that 40-year-old white people aren't able to complain?
They're not allowed to have an opinion on it. At least Brie Larson doesn't want to hear 40-year-old white.
Oh, thanks God, I'm not 40. Yes.
But she's not a 40-year-old white
dude. I want to hear what a 40-year-old white dude has to say about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him. I want to hear what a transgender black woman has to say about the movie.
What about the transracial black woman?
Wow, Shiny. It's a transgender, pregnant, one-legged black lady who's blind, deaf, and ex-convict.
What about transracial woman?
Whoa.
Transracial black woman. Seriously, I don't think diversity has, or usually has, anything to do with the quality of a story, or the craft of a film, or a book, or a novel.
What we have to...
I would say when it's... The problem is when people let agenda and other stuff get in the way of them writing a good story, because it becomes more about representing or diversity or progressive politics or this, that, and the other, and they let that get in the way of telling a good story. So you just end up having a shit story that has no purpose to exist other than to, diversity. It's like, put all these problems over here. And whenever we criticize these media, it's never about... We don't say, there's too many black people, there's too many women, there's too many that. No, we complained about the horrible problems in the films themselves. That's what we're saying.
Message coming in.
And then all of a sudden it just gets construed into, you're sexist. I swear to God, this happened to me.
It's not a really big thing.
It's not even sprinkles.
Nice.
It's the color of the icing. It's not even the taste.
I'd say the color of the icing is a little more important than like some sprinkles. The color of the icing would be like themes, but this.
We wouldn't care all that much about race of characters if it wasn't.
I don't care about the color of the icing. I just care about how good the taste of the cake is. I don't care about the appearances that much.
To me, you could have just a story with like 10 characters. All of them are clones, look exactly the same, but have wildly different characters. You would have a diverse cast. That could be really cool in a story.
But then when they call that diversity, it's all about the...
I know, except if they're all were black.
Diversity just ends up becoming not white.
Well, diversity is shorthand for diversity of race. They're leaving off the second part of it, and what we are talking about is diversity of character or perspective.
Like the shit that matters?
Yeah, because diversity is just an adjective, and it doesn't... I don't know. It describes something else. You need something else. So if you just say diversity, you're like, okay, a lot of different... Of what?
But, I remember this. This is the closest memory I have of the last time this happened to me was me, Smud, LitDev, and I think maybe Voice and Glib were there at some point. We did the reaction videos to Star Trek Lower Decks because that was an absolute shit show. I think none of us ever even, outside a few edgy jokes from LitDev, we never really mentioned the race or the gender of the characters. We often just talked about how shit it was, how much it didn't fit in continuity, how much it just didn't make any sense in story. Yeah, and then I swear to God, there was like 3 people in my comment section. It was like, oh my god, you're such toxic, racist, sexist fanboys. If this was a white man, you wouldn't have any problem with the series. It's like, we had problems with Picard. Checkmate.
I mean, I've been called racist for the comments. I don't give a shit about race, so...
But see that you're denying their race, and you're not recognizing the differences of which we don't want to recognize, and so you're racist.
What was the animated character that... And I think, Smud, you covered it, and it was some Cartoon Network or something. They said that I don't see color is harmful, or, I don't see race...
Yeah.
Oh, Tom.
Something along those lines.
That was the Tom robot, that Steve Blum.
That's it.
Yeah.
They said, I don't see race is a harmful thing to say.
Yeah, no, because you're not acknowledging their cultural past and the different experiences that they live in.
These people have never been to a different country.
Racism, how do they moan about shit?
No, they fucking haven't.
Legitimately, so there's plenty of times I have been watching media. This is usually media I've been watching from, like, a young age. So, for instance, Star Trek Voyager. For a long time, again, I was like, I think I was 14, 15 when I finally realized it. I never realized that Kim was actually Asian. It's just something that never came to me until I was much older. And then I ended up seeing his parents. It's like, oh wait, he's Asian. Oh, I never saw that. And then I think there's a few other characters that I can't quite think of right now that I also had the same experience with, where it's like, I didn't really see the race. And it's, they're this race. Oh, I never realized that.
So... I was in a basketball team for a long time, and I was for a long time, I was the only quote-unquote white guy. And nobody ever gave a shit because we were all one team. And to me, like, everybody there, I didn't see them in the view of race. I was just like, we're all just a group, a team. We work together to get the same thing, and race never even once went through my head. I mean, they're people like me, so who cares what the color their skin is?
Usually there's a cultural difference about how the American black community has it drummed into them within their own people about...
The only time it came up was as a joke when my basketball trainer said, well, Sam, you're unofficially black now. That's the only time it came up.
Name drop. We don't know who Philosopher's real name there.
All right. Enough with the personal stories, guys. Let's get started here. Okay, before we begin...
you all know my name. It's Shiny.
Shiny, go away. Before we
all know each other's names. That's all our names,
this is a 26-minute and 20-second video. It's from someone called What the Cheek, Cheick. I don't know if I'm saying that right. He is a YouTuber of 5.53 thousand subs. This is a video from last year in July. It has about 12,000 views, so this is not a popular YouTuber. We take whatever we're given. And the problem with this video, I'm going to say right now, we're not going to get through it. It's going to be too long. It's so dense. And we're going to be pausing.
There's so many things going on.
We're going to be pausing.
I think it wasn't 50 seconds before I had to pause it and just think, what the fuck?
Every 5 seconds makes you go, wait, what did he say? And then you have to rewind. So it's gonna take some time. I'm just going to tell you right now. So let me start with the Super Chats. We'll get to a donation, and we'll start the video. And we'll see how well we do, because this will take some time. I'm just telling you right now. All right. Jake the Surgeon, how's it going, buddy? If you're concerned about storytelling is that there's not enough alphabet people or those with superficial external differences, your tastes are terrible. This is what I wanted to mention, because we have to think of the mentality of these people. This is what they care about when they see anything. They say, there's not enough representation of this or that denomination. And you're like, okay, why? If you were watching Boondocks, that would be a story about a bunch of black guys or black families in a black community. So you expect to see a bunch of black people, and then you'd be complaining, well, there's not enough white guys or something stupid like that. So same with watching Black Panther. It's like, where are all the white guys? Like, you wouldn't think that. You're in Africa. Obviously, there's lots of black people there. So
there's one random white guy in the army, though.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
In Black Panther, there really is. If you look at or was it Civil War? Not Civil War. One of the films where you see the Wakandan army, there's one random white dude in there.
Oh yeah.
See, look, they really do have the token white man.
There you go. Make the white guys.
I think it's funny they did literally have a token white man for Black Panther, and they were so. Yeah, they were so. What's the word?
You got it.
Oh, look, another white boy for us to feel like.
Oh yeah, hello, good morning, colonizer. He's like, I'm American. Fuck.
And it's even more hilarious that these people weren't even colonized.
Yeah.
Like, but they just kind of sat there while. Let me rest with my ancestors who jumped off the ships because they knew it was a better alternative to slavery. It's like, your ancestors weren't enslaved. They were sitting on high advanced technology while they let other countries.
American black. That's what he was. Yeah, that was the ancestors he was referring to.
The major reason is Wakanda saw the British Empire and went, I think they could beat us. Let's just hide away.
Even though not 100% of all Black Americans descended from slavery. That's,
even though Britain makes up 13%.
And most most slaves went to Southern America.
Yeah, they went to South America.
That's another thing. We've got a long video to get.
All right, let's keep going. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Rock Suzuki, thanks again. Representation is stupid. I'm half black and half white with 2 reading disabilities. Where is my representation? Hey, there's a very fascinating aspect of representation. Do we have people with disorders, mental disorders, physical disabilities, ableism?
Well, we have Ray.
We have all the problems are gone. Just no more problems.
I think I could see some issues if they tried to represent this man if he's a half black man that can't read.
Yeah. Because then the moment they give any kind of weakness or disability or anything like that to someone who is X, Y, or Z representation, then they just view it as saying all black people are this, all this or that, blah 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 blah. Also, you can't have a woman being emotional because that would mean that all women are emotional, apparently.
But we are.
If you're half white and half black, the progressives will start saying, "Well, you're more white than black."
You're not
really black, are you?
Oh,
even black people who don't follow along, they're like, "Yeah, you're not really black."
Really.
I may be black, but
light skins get bullshitted on. But we got to get through it. Got to get to the video. We got so much to do.
All right. Alex Halo, thanks again. They tell what race they are, like Fate and Index. I think you're referring to Fate's Stay Night, perhaps? But yes, probably. And there they tell, once they reveal their names, are like Cuchulainn from Ireland or this or that from Legend. So yes, there's lots of representation of mythos and characters from mythos of various sexes and tragic stories, let's just say. So yes, lots of anime do that. Joe Crazy. Sup, people? Who's the goober? You all are covered today. I just said it. His name is What the Cheek. There you go. Lord of the Gays. What the hell? Why are you throwing massive amounts of money at me again? Sorry, it is cold out here, and then you have your wonderful penis.
Your pee-pee big.
Penis.
Yeah.
Lord of Gays has big pee-pee.
Yeah.
It is known.
Oh.
So I don't know what kind of money you made of, sir, but you're scaring me, as always. But thank you for the super chat, I guess. I'm not sure what's going on. Where was I? Okay. Oh, Mark in 3D donated. See, Mark's the smart guy. He's giving me money directly to my
Mark.
If you have "Here's Why" in your title, the video is automatically trash. Gary Stottle, 320 AD.
Well, I don't think that's true, because you can have a video saying "Here's why." It's just explanation. It's more trying to get clicks than anything else.
I'm sorry, you have PTSD from H-Bomber guy. We all feel it.
Oh Jesus!
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's more of the issue. The way the title has been used on certain videos.
Oh, many videos. Yes. Anyway, we're all ready to start, right, guys?
All people are. Digs. Yes, here's why.
How long into this are we already?
I'll take that as a yes, Shani. Okay.
Let's go. With the
that was his intro, I think. Oh my god.
That's how you know I'm super. I laughed at that.
We start with ear rape. Fantastic.
It's bass boosted and it's funny. Oh my god!
I'll defend that intro. I like the intro. It's short, it's sweet, it's funny. There you go.
I'm just laughing whenever I see clips of Arthur, and knowing that if any of the SJWs and Progressive lot realised Stephen Crowder was a voice actor on this, they'd demand it be cancelled straight away.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is.
Did he play?
Yeah. Was it Brain?
Yes.
No, he was played Brain. Yeah.
One of
the smart kid. One of the
names.
Yeah.
So now that I think about
it,
really,
it's like a little kid.
Yeah.
Well, just
Stephen Crowder, Arthur.
Just look at the room here. So we got people of various skin tones, and I don't care.
They're all furries, though.
More people were surprised that Arthur. I know exactly the topic he's going to bring about. More people were surprised that Arthur was still in the air than Mr. Rackburns was gay.
Yeah, Alan the Brain Powers of the voice. He's got lots of credits.
26 seconds in, all right.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, anyone who brings up this, I know for a fact they'll soon demand.
The thing is, in this, I already know what this is gonna be. This is the gay wedding part, where it's end up reveals to the audience that like the character's actually gay, and I have no problem with the way it was handled in this element, but like I would have to say there is not a problem with diversity itself. Again, it's how it is included. Because if you just make gay people not human, you don't make them characters, then I say, well, that's poorly written media. It's always about... It's not about the politics themselves. It's about how well the story's written. If the story's written fine...
Also, Mr. Ratburn wasn't originally gay because he went on dates with other people.
Well, then he's bi, okay? But, like, I think he's going to say that, this was a really important moment of representation because it's teaching children to normalize homosexual relationships.
Homosexual animals.
No, he doesn't say that. He just says that people get outraged at this. And you know what? I'll give him a little bit of credit. There was a guy called Knobs, no bullshit, who did get upset about this. Because, apparently to Knobs, the idea of a gay character being in anything is the worst thing in the world. And that is something
it wasn't a suspicious amount of women.
Let's watch it. Let's see what he says so we can respond to it.
Please, let's continue, okay.
This one's just like,
the character Mr. Ratburn got married to his husband, confirming him as gay. And when I saw this news, I was like, oh wow, that's actually pretty fucking cool. I actually found this out through someone sharing this on a Discord meme channel, and the immediate response was, SJWs, strike again! And it got me thinking. I think about representation a lot, being a black guy, and also someone who cares about people in animation.
Why does he specifically care about people in animation? That's my question.
Yeah, why?
Is it because he's an animator? I'll point out that I don't have anything against pixel animators, but usually things like pixel artists, there's a reason why they're pixel artists. It's the same reason why people become vector artists or photographers. It's because of a lack of talent, but they still want to be creative.
No, fuck that, Shiny. That's bullshit.
No, it's true.
There are some extremely good pixel artists, but I also know that a lot of people go for pixel art because it's less effort.
It is less effort, but for like photography and bullshit, that's a totally different.
I knew a lot of people who did photography, and it was all about how much they could not draw, or they didn't have any creative talent whatsoever. I'm not trying to belittle photographers, because obviously there is skill that goes into photography, but in terms of like actually drawing and creating art the other way, the amount of photographers that are jealous of like other people's creativity is absolutely insane. It is crazy.
I think that's just the little group of people because the photographers I have all known, I have all enjoyed capturing reality as it is, or even manipulating. And you can get crazy creative with the photography you do with the sets and the props that you come out. But that's a unrelated point. That was just some bullshit you spewed there, Shiny.
Okay, let's keep going. Alex Halo. So Shiny will say Yuri anime is good. Of course he will. He loves Yuri anime. Everyone loves Yuri anime.
Patching it through.
That's the lesbian anime, ain't it?
I don't know.
Yes.
No.
The big gays.
The big gay.
All right. Here's Kyle Rocket with two T's. The problem isn't representation in media. It's when representation is forced, is when it's a problem. Plus, Arthur is for 4-year-olds. they don't know what LGBT means. Okay, I'll give it that. Sure, it's possible they don't know.
Of course, they don't know, but they're gonna see it as the more and more, at the very least, homosexuality becomes accepted in Western society.
They have LGBT stuff in fucking nursery rhymes now, with stuff for incredibly small little babies.
That's fine.
That's an appropriate subject.
Oh no! I'm being serious. When I was shown my with my son with the recommended like nursery rhymes and stuff, they were talking about counting the genders and stuff, and I'm like, he's like 8 months. Why is this targeted towards him?
First of all, can you even count yet? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Contancula has a great video on how many genders there are. Just watch that and then you know.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, dear. Anyway, we'll actually keep going.
Because an absolute friend of mine, it always seems like whenever there's a smidge of positive representation,
So, okay, we don't know what positive representation means. He hasn't defined it.
Okay, I'd assume it means in a positive light. So you're being positive about a certain race, gender, or this, that, and the other.
I'm trying to think of...
AKA no white people.
Well, no.
Positive is like you're having a black person in your story, and it's like saying how great black people are. For instance, that's what they would consider positive representation.
But we covered videos where we had the magical Negro trope, and apparently they didn't actually like that concept because of the idea of having a female white woman who was the main character, and therefore, like, I think it was The Help. That was the movie. Because they didn't like the fact that it was a story about this white woman who wanted to write a story about this her help person. And because of that, the black character is seen as the magical Negro because she's the one teaching and imparting wisdom and ethics and morals to everyone else. And that was a pattern. It's like, yes, but that is a good pattern. I don't see anything wrong with that. I see nothing wrong with having...
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I totally don't understand their criticism. They're too positive. It's too good. What? Isn't that what you want? Isn't that a good thing? And then people see them and they relate to these characters. And then
Message coming in.
You know, these people are never happy, right? Unless you just have them being a complete plank of wood.
They're never happy with their lives.
No,
they're not even happy
you were
with
correct. Yeah, you were correct when you say they are never happy. You didn't have to add anything after that. They are never going to be happy.
Well, they'll be happy when you have a plank of wood as a character.
No, they won't.
Because they'll love Brie Larson.
Oh dear. Well, the main problem here is that he didn't define what that means, so we have to guess, and that's a problem with any essay. So let's just keep going to see where he's going with this. Before I do that,
I think it's pretty clear on what it means, and especially with the context it's been used in the past a lot of the time.
To me, it means he likes black people. That's all it means to me. Because he's black and he identifies, therefore there's more black in a story, therefore it's good. It doesn't
no, because he would assume that negative representation would be if you have a black person in your story and it puts them in a negative light. So, for example, if they're the bad guy or if there's any kind of racial thing that they don't like or they have the stereotypical black person, then that would be negative representation.
Then I would point the finger at Boondocks then, because there's all kinds of bad black guys in that story. So does he like Boondocks? Does he, there's lots of N-words being thrown around. There's lots of killing as a joke. So I got to know. I really got to know what this guy's definition. Anyway, let's keep going. And here we have the Lord of the Gays giving me another unnecessary amount of money. I don't know why. But can you tell that girl to stop spreading lies about me? My hot dog is small. Thank you very much.
No, don't lie. We know the size of your TV. I will spread all the lies, bitch boy.
Well, he showed it to us.
Exactly.
Yeah. Twice.
Very confident.
Let's not try to derail the conversation, okay?
Yeah.
Roxas Uzi. That was funny, but I actually can read rather well now. One of the few things that helped me read better was the manga and the Zelda games. Wow, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Is it the Zelda games typing it out for you?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the speed of the text on the screen takes like letter by letter. Yeah, okay.
Congratulations. Good for you.
Yeah.
Reading is cool, and it helps you get better at reading. That's true. So fantastic.
I read a video game once.
Well, think about it. Imagine you're having problems with reading and you're playing Zelda. You're like, I get it. Like, I suddenly get what's happening. Like, that's awesome. So
Imagine if you have trouble with reading and then you try to play Morrowind. Oh god. I couldn't even play that when I was younger because I was like, what, I have to fucking read? What the fuck? And I just didn't get past the first town.
Stop, criminal scum! You're breaking the law!
I love reading the top 10 N-words.
What? The what? What did you say?
I love reading the top 10 N-words.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nicaragua.
Yes.
Nicolas Cage.
Nice. No.
No.
No's an
Now.
important word.
Negative.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh god, now I can't think of any other word but the word.
All
I'm
right.
trying to think of other no.
Niggle.
Nickel?
Nickel?
We're never going to get done with this video.
Naga's definitely. I prefer that word over nickel.
Let's keep going. Husar's identify as clansexual. My pronouns are Clue, Klux, and Clan. Oh, clever. Clever, sir.
Clipping that. Ooh, boy.
Patching it through.
Don't try to drink water while Smud's reading out Smud chat. That's,
come
Yes.
that's what I'm doing now.
There we go. It's clipped now.
on. Alrighty. Husar with the jokes. Very good, sir. Joe Crazy just looked it up. Crowder voiced Brain for season 5 and 6, approximately 2000 to 2000.
Funny guy?
Wow, what do you know? It's 20 years ago.
No, that's Buster.
Buster.
Yeah.
I haven't watched that
Buster. Yeah.
thing.
Was that before
I've never
Steven
seen
Crowder
Arthur.
started doing a bunch of other stuff?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. And now Arthur's cancelled.
Aw.
To hell with the gay marriages.
Oh, it is?
Arthur deserved to get canceled for how triggering DW is to me. That was my fucking sister.
At least it was representation of a massive
only
fucking
child when I
bitch.
sell you, DW.
All right.
OG author is fantastic.
Why are we writing N-words in the chat, guys? Come on.
Well, you need 10 of them.
At least
The
with the,
Nigeria is a pretty good N-word.
Mm-hmm.
I want real words. If you're going to use it, do it well, okay? Anyway. Let's keep going.
What? Niggle is a real word. Yeah, why do people not believe that is a real word?
It is a real word.
The niggle and nagger knocked on the naughty
Y'all really
knobs
tested
of the door.
TOS
All
here.
these English folks telling us how
Do you know what
English is. My God.
naga means? Like, it's someone who nags people.
Hmm.
I
So
don't
stop
know.
being such a naga.
Oh
I
my
thought it was a
God.
mythological snake creature.
Ooh.
I thought it was a Harry Potter reference.
No.
Why the
Hey,
fuck?
hey,
Legitimately,
hey,
if someone
hey,
is nagging you, you
Hey
call
guys,
them a
we're watching
naga.
the video.
Yes.
Why the fuck would you bring up Harry Potter, CD? You know that's triggering for
Fuck
me.
you. Because you deserve it. I fucking hate you.
Legitimately, I don't like Harry Potter.
Oh, I bet.
Shiny, if it doesn't have a blaster and a spaceship, you don't care. So. Anyway.
That can't
Harry
stop me.
Potter. Harry Potter. The whole thing could have been solved with a gun.
No, that was that other guy who super chatted earlier. That can't stop me because I can't read.
Or Master, yes.
So someone's invading the castle place. Oh, well, better call in the military. Oh, look, you got your little wand thing. Oh, we've got a tank.
Kablam.
Alakablam.
For this.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Okay, this video.
All the problems solved in movies. If only they had a tank. Yeah, I know. Joe Crazy, how's it going, Joe? Imagine if Brain stood up and started ranting during Ratburns' wedding. I don't know if that would be very nice.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Start spouting facts about gay relationships that are not
crowd of facts checking.
He stands up, great marriage, then change my mind, and sets up a booth instantly in the middle of the wedding.
It turns out everyone in the actual ceremony are bigots.
Do you think if Steven Crowder was in a video game, he would just have the ability to spawn a desk in front of him and just sit down? Changing my mind kind of sign.
It's a short key command.
It's super effective.
He just walks out of the middle of nowhere, presses F3, and all of a sudden it's just desk.
Presses.
It does blunt damage when it's spawned.
Press the N button. Press the N key.
No, you can't post that video.
Okay.
Anyway, representation, why it matters.
Yay, let's go.
It fucking doesn't. Let's do it.
There's always that crap. Can I help you?
No.
Well, this YouTube channel has a black avatar. I'm not racist or anything, but seems like forced diversity to me.
Well,
you get what I mean?
This is a dumbass fucking point. What the hell?
Straw man.
No one has ever said that.
Anyone would say.
It's
a straw man, not the point. And oh god, sorry.
Let's just keep going. That was too silly.
Yeah.
You can just within a show, and all of a sudden it's forced diversity and pandering, and Rebecca Sugar is the devil, and all cartoons suck now, and the feminists are taking over! And let me just add, even though I'm focusing on animation here, this is everywhere. Games, TV, and especially comics. Let me just say, I love comics. Civil War? Yum.
He showed...
Miss Marvel?
He's just some guy who was one of them.
Whoa, Miss
Isn't
Marvel?
Miss Marvel underaged?
Yeah, she's a minor. And it's fucking...
Isn't Miss Marvel tanking really, really badly? And
Did he just said that he had a crush on Miss Marvel?
Yeah.
My favorite still that she's an Islamic superhero, and in an Islamic country she would not be allowed to wear that.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be allowed to use her powers. She'd probably be
I'm
killed.
still getting past the part that he says he has a huge crush on an underage girl.
I accept
I'm
it and I
guessing
moved past
he's a
that.
young person himself. It kind of seems like his ignorance is that.
Okay, he's a young person. Shining, as the youngest person here. Is that normal for young people?
I mean, if it's the same age of them,
Have you been
then I
looking at
understand.
17-year-olds recently, Shiny? Oh my god.
Why, yes, he has.
But what? Well, I haven't been going anywhere to actually see any people or have any human contact.
Fair.
Yeah.
Other than
why
clones,
I
there's a lot of us.
Clone. There's a lot, yeah, just in one room.
You
Very
ever
stuffy,
been
yeah.
in a room full of me's? There's about 1,000 of me. I think one of me's bad.
We can barely be in a room with one of you.
So if a clone did a clone, is that incest or masturbation?
No, there's an actual word
Masturbation,
for
I've already
that. but-
established this.
It's representation.
It's a representation. Let's play this video.
Yeah.
And I just feel sorry for comic writers trying to write
I
stories
don't.
for everyone in this dying industry, and they just get lambasted.
Because you
Why is it
killed
dying?
Because they killed it. They utterly killed it. They literally went, "Hey, I got this comic book. Better burn that." Oh, why is no one reading the comic book that I just
It's not
burned
about
to the
making
ground?
money. It's
Didn't
about
once
sending a
the
message.
didn't once a high up of Marvel say, "Well, diversity doesn't seem to be selling very well," and then he had to apologize for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember
If you
DC
don't
Comics?
like my politics, don't buy my book. Oh, no one wants to buy my book.
Well, you told me not to buy. So.
MILF other thoughts? I do agree, because you know that a MILF will be responsible for you. She'll take care of you. A thought will run away with your money. I just saw that.
So,
Considering if Feig wants MCU to be as woke as Marvel's comic division, did you see the comic sales of woke Marvel? That is your future. Yeah, they were shit.
so
They're flying off the shelves into the garbage.
yeah, he made this in July, and Captain Marvel was canceled, I think, in November of 2019. So it went on for about 4 years, which is pretty good.
I bet he was looking forward to that Avengers game, because that did well.
Oh, I did super well. I remember someone I thought it was going to be shit, but it was still going to sell well. And then I remember someone telling me, it's like, no, it's going to be amazing. It's going to sell fantastically. It's going to be so good. And it lost money. Sucks to be you, mate.
It's kind
I
of
didn't even know it was
fascinating.
coming out until people put out that image of Thor just hanging in the air during that quick time event.
I didn't know it
Disney's
existed until
never
I heard
going
it
to
lost money.
Disney's never going to lose. Oh, they're losing money.
Yeah.
Oops.
Fuck Disney.
So it
This
took
is
roughly
an anti-Disney channel right here. I'm declaring it.
So it took roughly 100 million to produce Marvel's Avengers, which is just development costs, nothing to do with marketing. It sold about 3 million copies, which sounds good, but
They
break even?
I always
No.
remember
They
No,
cost
they
their
lost
marketing
money.
Yeah, like
Wait,
3
so
million
what was it?
copies.
Marvel's Avengers sold 3 million copies.
Message coming in.
Dead Space 3 was
Patching
meant
it
to
through.
sell 5 million copies.
right. So they had a net loss.
I'm pretty sure Jedi Fallen Order sold more in the UK alone.
Yeah,
I think Cyberpunk sold more on the first day.
Yeah.
3 million is a small number. That's like
Yeah.
not even a big city.
Right. So
Well, for a AAA game, yes, some indie games are very happy when they reach 1 million, or some niche
It's
games.
not like,
We're
it's
not
not like a
talking about
small
indie games.
city.
Well, also niche games by AAA developers.
Indie games, though, don't have that much money into it compared to a AAA game. The reason why the Avengers game lost money is because they just put that much money into it.
Yeah, they.
Yeah,
Not to mention, they released the
coming in.
alpha of the game, or no, the
Patching it
beta,
through.
for free
yeah.
as a tester, and everyone hated it, so no one bought the final game.
right.
But there are
So,
also some AAA games that are very niche, so they don't put too much money into it. Like Nintendo's been doing with some of their games that they know are not, for everyone. So they don't put too much money into it.
But,
Like,
but
what's
generally, AAA games have a lot more money into
Yeah.
it than indie
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
Which is what we're
So
talking about. 'Cause
they-
they have to recoup the production cost and then the marketing cost, which is added on top
Yeah.
of it. So can almost match production cost. So
I think often marketing goes at a good rule of thumb is maybe about twice as much usually as the actual production.
yeah, I don't look at the numbers, but I gotta say, is they dump marketing just dumps money into anything.
Mhm.
Nowadays you could do it so smartly and so cheaply, but they never do that.
Not when you're a
What's
big
hilarious is that Minecraft is like one of the most sold games in the world, and for a majority of that time, it didn't even need to have any kind of official trailers.
Oh, word
Yeah.
of mouth.
Yeah.
Really strong, especially in niche communities like the gaming community. But
That's what happened to Demon Souls, what then led to Dark Souls blowing up.
Mhm.
okay, so they lost roughly $63 million on making that game, and they actually sold less.
No, but that's not even including the marketing.
No, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
we don't know those
whenever you-
numbers. We don't know.
Whenever you go over how much a film loses money, in the money that we know, we only really know the initial budget. We don't know how much it cost for reshoots. We don't know how much it cost for marketing. We don't know how much it cost for other things they had to pay for later down the line. We only know the initial costs.
Right, so those are the
Yeah.
actual purchase of the game, and that's smaller than, let's say, Anthem. And Anthem is still being actively made and played. We just don't know by how many. We don't know why, and we don't know who is in charge of Anthem to make a new 2.0 or whatever the hell BioWare is doing with their product. So everything's kind of in flux in 2020, so I don't know what the numbers are anyway to tell you. So,
Why is anyone playing Anthem? That's my question.
I really enjoyed the gameplay, but everything else was shit.
Punishment?
Get the fuck out of. I don't know.
No, I personally really enjoyed the gameplay, but everything else is really bad.
The only thing
But
I'm
that's why I
going to get
stopped
from
playing.
BioWare is I'm going to acquire Dragon Age 4 for a review of it, and then that's all I'm giving BioWare.
if you're
Yeah,
lucky,
'cause they run their course.
if it comes out ever.
The one thing I will get is use the EA Plus thing that comes with Game Pass Ultimate to play their old games for free.
Hmm.
Anyway, we're off topic. Let's get back on track.
Oh yeah,
Jake the Surgeon. The second Civil War story was started by Captain Marvel thinking a young black teen would commit a crime. Really?
Try to kill Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Wow. Great rising action there, Marvel. Fantastic. Okay. Joe Crazy. I bet Shiny has a folder labeled Ahsoka Entai. I don't know about that. But considering how many hard drives he has, I wouldn't be surprised he has many folders for many things. So,
well, one folder definitely is clone hentai.
ooh.
He does 3D, so he has to have like external terabytes, and I think one of them is dedicated to Ahsoka.
Well, the models actually don't really take up that much space, surprisingly. What actually takes up more space is the programs, and then if you ever get into the rendering aspects, rendering can take up a lot of space.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you've also got an SSD for like faster rendering as well.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, because SSD, it's got a faster writing speed.
Solid state. Oh, that's what I need to get. But anyway.
Yes. Always buy SSD, folks.
This
Anyway.
is what you get for being woke. Bendis, you're not perfect, but I love you. And you know, it's one thing for a person to be mad that you exist, but it's something else for them to
Mad at you for existing?
He's talking about racists.
I know, but
We're being mad at you for wasting your existence.
Basically.
Okay, we complain about bad media. It's got nothing to do with complaining that you exist, or complaining, or I don't know, about how you're being represented. It's about bad, poorly written media. There are many media which I would personally praise, and so would many other people who are anti-SJW, which contain people who are black, people who are women, people who are gay. One thing which is always very easy to go to is things like Deep Space Nine. It's got a black captain. And many people fucking adore it because it is fucking awesome, and Cisco is just so badass.
Into the Spider-Verse was a fucking bomb hit, you know?
Still have to watch that one.
Oh,
it turns out when you write something well, it's a good product, people like it, and they don't complain.
Yeah, and the whole message was about anyone can be Spider-Man. That message that usually would piss off the people they think that we are. Be like, oh no, it can only be white Peter Parker. But they wrote it well. It was an alternate universe. They made a very compelling and likable character. You really like all
the different wacky versions.
The exaggerated swagger of a youth. What's the fucking line? Someone's reviewing the Miles Morales video, and they're like, "Oh, his backflip and falling upside down really exhumes the exaggerated swagger of the black youth." That's the line. Anyway.
All right. Jake the Surgeon. Shiny belongs to Glib. Well, isn't that nice? In a non-committal sort of way, I'm sure, but you know.
I ship Shiny and Zack.
I ship Shiny and Shiny.
Why am I always the subject of shipping?
Because you hate it.
Because you are little, you are young, and you're easily led astray.
You're the cute one.
What the fuck, Hawk? That's the most predatory thing I've ever heard from you.
Oh no!
It's fucking disturbing, man.
I don't care.
Quit picking on the little
I'm speaking
baby.
the truth.
Don't pick on the child. He can't. He only 20.
Okay, we're only almost 2 minutes in, guys. Let's try and get through half this video. Okay.
Shiny doesn't like that. I'm sorry.
Prove they aren't mad. Okay, so apparently Mr. Ratburn from Arthur is gay. That's cool and all, but why? It's a kid's show. It doesn't exactly need an openly gay character. Don't get me wrong, I respect the LGBTQ+ community. I just don't understand why so many TV characters are gay these days. #ally. That's cool, but why? Why do they have to be gay? Why do they have to be straight? Characters can just be the way they are. They don't need an explicit reason to be that way.
Yes, but answer the question. Why? If that's your mentality, then who cares? None of this matters. Your entire opinion about having representation doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You could just throw the
Why do they need to be this? Why do they need to be that? Oh, representation isn't important then. Oh, it's like
he basically defeats his entire point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, video's over. All right, let's go get drunk.
All right, good job. That was the first Smugcast. That was great. Thanks for having me on.
Good night.
Oh my god. Let's see.
That's just how real life works. No one chooses to be gay or black or.
Are you sure no one chooses to be gay? Are you sure about that?
I mean, there are transracial people who choose to be black.
Well, there are also
transgender people.
There are also a lot of people who are convinced that being straight is a choice, but being gay isn't a choice.
Right, those are hilarious. But there are indeed political lesbians, and those are the funniest. is that they hate men so much they go date other women.
What?
But, like, you can tell,
Did
or
you
at least
say-
the actual lesbians can tell that they're not actual lesbians.
Wait. Let me wrap my brain around this term. Political lesbians.
Oh yeah, that's
Yes.
a real thing. They're just
Yeah.
think about being so political and hating men so much that you're not actually attracted to women, but you go sleep with them to stick it to old man.
I
I
But
think
you're
my
actually
absolute
unhappy deep down because you're actually not attracted to them.
my absolute favorite thing that ever came out of the writing hand of a political lesbian was a political lesbian complaining about dildos being dick-shaped.
What?
They don't. Does this bitch know that
that's
they don't
true.
have to be?
Imagine,
Well, she
the thing-
complained
the thing-
about everything being slightly dick-shaped, even if it's longer. You know, basically it's longer than it's wide.
Even if it's a
anything elongated is dick shaped to her.
Look, when she goes to the supermarket, she doesn't see a row of cucumbers.
She has a
Oh, no.
she has a full blown panic attack.
Oh, no.
It's just dick vision. Oh my
We
god!
live in a
oh,
dick
cucumbers.
society.
Look,
The thing
okay,
is,
every now and
yeah,
then a
but
woman
Is that
gets
what
like
Maggie May
that.
Fish? Is that what Maggie May Fish
Yeah.
sees because she sees a gun and she thinks it's phallic?
yeah, no, Jesus. Thanks, Shiny. I'd forgotten all about that video. Thank you.
It's January, folks. Which that time of the month? I don't know if it's going to be soon, but it will happen. But
God, I want to be there for that one.
When all the women get in heat, or
Well-
Maggie Mayfair.
yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa! What the hell?
What Cedar was saying about political lesbians, there are people who are politically gay, as in they hate men that much that they're gay for men.
What?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Oh.
what I'm saying.
They,
You just,
they
They
hate,
hate men
hate
so
straight-
much
they hate-
that they fuck men.
Yeah,
Hate
What?
yeah,
wait.
yeah.
these
Seriously, yeah.
Males? Wait, men hate
Yeah,
men
these
so much
are
they
males.
fuck men.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I've never heard of this. This is bizarre.
yeah, no, political
The-
gays, yeah.
The worst I've experienced is people who claim they're bisexual to make themselves more interesting. There are so many people I've encountered at college which
Yep.
thought
It's
that
definitely a college
claiming
thing.
themselves that they were the bisexual.
Oh,
It's like, oh, so have
we've
you
all-
have you dated any men? No. Then when why are you saying you're bisexual? Oh, because I am. It's like, okay, are you sure you're bisexual?
Oh.
Yes.
Because
How
people
many-
are afraid
how
of the
many-
word
how many women-
bi-curious.
How many women have we ever, as us guys, ever bumped into in college, university, who've said they're bisexual, and then the minute they leave university, they are married to the first bloke they meet, and it was literally just because they were the most boring cunts in the world, and they needed something for a personality, and they went bisexual. That'll do it.
Well, I think every girl in college is bisexual, and then they
Yeah.
just grow out of it. I mean,
they're
at least
only bisexual for attention.
I know at least a couple
no,
of
seriously,
bisexuals
yeah.
that went and actually dated chicks, but even
Well,
then,
then
like,
they-
actual
they
bisexual,
chicks,
we're talking
but
about
it's-
fake
but
ones.
it's-
I know, right?
but
Oh,
It's
the
like, it's
fake
like how
one.
most people between the ages of 14 and 16 have severe depression because Janice down the street has depression. She's the cool girl at school.
You get special attention.
It's almost
no
like they
bitch
trick
sucks.
them. It's almost like they trick themselves into depression. So like,
Yeah.
oh, I think I'm depressed, so I am depressed, and it's like the placebo effect, where they just end up making themselves more depressed and get into like a big hole because of it.
Yeah, it's a misattribution of symptoms. Usually, it's just
Right.
hormonal. Everything's gone high, but this is off
But a lot of
topic.
the time, a lot of the time is the fact that it's just a popular person in school
Hmm.
is feeling a little bit depressed, and then they want to copy it. It's all
Well,
about
it's more
copying
that they
other
see the
people.
depressed person gets special attention and gets special
Yeah.
consideration because they need it. Don't get me wrong, they need it, and then they want the little extra attention, and I bet that's
Which
what it
brings it round back to this video. It's all about attention.
is. All right.
Well, I
The
remember.
people who want representation is narcissistic.
I remember just a kind of out of, this was really out of the blue, and so is this going to be. But also from my college, there was a girl who was part of my friend group, and I think the reason why is because she dated one of us for like a while, and then she just kind of they broke up for some reason, and she just continued hanging around. And one day she was just kind of like walked into the middle of all of us, sat down on a chair in like a big huff, and someone said, "What's wrong with you?" And then she just said, "Oh, everything these days is such a massive victim race," or something along those lines. She said something along those lines anyway. So everyone's just trying to be the biggest victim.
What?
Which is completely true.
What she sat down in the middle of you in a big huff and said that, well, she was doing the huffy thing to get attention.
I don't think she was being huffy for attention. I think that she was legitimately annoyed, like someone was trying to like it was always about, oh well, I'm the biggest victim. No, I'm the biggest victim. No, I'm.
It's a race.
That is something which I've experienced as well.
Yeah, it's a race to the
because
bottom.
It's
who can be at the bottom of the pile to get the most sympathy.
Yeah,
in reality.
Because why blame yourself for any of your issues or fix any of your issues when it's someone else's thing that they cause your problems?
Yeah, it's not fun.
All right,
go to therapy, kids.
Let's just keep going. Here's a Fran Mataraki donation. Thank you, Fran. The Yakuza series has had black characters who were fan faves, one of which is the immense Nubian god, Gary Buster Holmes, who blows the backs out of bitches and leaves them bow-legged. Well, that's nice. Isn't that great?
Goddamn, sounds like quite the man.
That's the Japanese Yakuza series. Fantastic series. Lots of great memes to be had. And lots of great black characters, as always. So that's a positive black role model right there, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's a bad one, but it sounds okay to me. Sounds like fun.
Question. I wonder if this avatar this person uses ever actually changes out of their resting bitch face look.
I don't know why they don't animate his mouth open. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but that would require...
That'd be effort. Actually, just talking about video editing, it would actually be quite difficult to open and close the mouth every 5 seconds, especially for like a 20-minute video. Which is why a lot of the time when you get avatars, it's more like they have several poses. Like they have a surprised face when they're talking like, what the fuck? Or they'll have an angry face when they're like really annoyed or pissed off, or they'll have
they have a helmet.
I don't mean they actually animate the mouth to the words like lip syncing, but that none of his avatar poses have his mouth open, so it's kind of awkward. It doesn't seem like
it's just a blank.
They could do a bend where the mouth is open while he's talking.
Yeah, it's just a pose when his mouth is open. Yeah, like Rags does it. Most people have their thing, and he's not like a weird animal thing.
Well, he's like a ventriloquist, so
yeah,
weird. But let's see what he says.
That's fine.
Yep.
Stable, trans, whatever. There's a certain implication of questions like, why do we need them to be gay? Or something I saw once, why do we need another Hispanic character in this comic? We already have one. It's like these kinds of people feel like minorities are something they have to tolerate. Wow, that's actually kind of worrying. Jeez. I think it's important to say that these mindsets can
I tolerate a lot of people.
So today I'm here to explain why representation matters so much.
I think people they have to tolerate when you make a big deal out of it. That's more the tolerate. Because when you create a lot of these characters, they're not people. They're just a trait. And that trait is their racial trait or their gender trait. And that's it. And that's all they ever bring up. Looks over at fucking Bill Potts from Doctor Who. It's like, I'm gay. Hey, did you know I'm gay? Well, I'm gay. And then everyone celebrates how gay they are. And isn't it great that we have a gay character? It's like, oh my god, I don't fucking care. Shut the fuck up.
So there is one animated show that has, I think it's one of the most, like, in their terms, diverse shows that I've seen, which is The Dragon Prince, where they have a whole kingdom of just mixed race people. It looks kind of weird because, I don't know, I'm used to actual fantasy where everyone would be mostly ethnically similar. So they have a black king, so I'm like, okay, so why don't most everyone else black? Everyone else is white. But in that they don't even make a big deal about how the whole kingdom looks just like regular America. It's just
that reminds me
a mixing pot
of the 90s Cinderella,
like a medieval Europe.
It's not a medieval Europe. It looks like America, and everyone's in cosplay. They're white, blacks, Hispanics, all different.
Oh, you mean like the diversity? Okay.
Yeah, that diversity.
There was the '97 Cinderella film. The king.
Oh, Rodgers and Hammerstein.
I don't
specifically with just going to the Dragon Prince example. I think that is a very good way of doing it, because they don't make a big deal about these characters' races or genders or this, that, and the other. It's just they're gay characters, and they're actually fucking characters. You know, the gay couple, who's the mentor / parental figure of what's her name? They don't make a big issue of them being gay. They're just gay. So great, we have characters who are actually fucking characters.
Yeah,
I think there are circumstances where even that can be a bit, distracting if you have, like, for example, something set in a historic setting.
Yeah,
like if you had a film in Egypt and you had, like, Asians there and everything, and we're like, why are there Asians there in this ancient Egypt film?
Yeah, it wasn't historic. It was very much fantasy, but even in, I just kind of like a logical cohesion. It was just something I had to get used to, and then once you got used to the setting, it translates over fine. I mean, they even have a disabled character. She's mute, and they do creative things with her inability to speak outright. If someone
She's actually pretty badass.
Yeah, they actually make her pretty badass, and they do really cool stuff with her. And like that's maybe like the good side of what representation does is that it kind of pushes creativity. But if it was how these people usually do it, they would have been like, "Oh, she's disabled," or "Oh, it's so great how you're in this high position with your struggles."
The representation of people who are hard of speaking. This is such a positive thing. Hey, do you know this character can't speak? They can't speak. This is a positive representation of how they can't speak. So,
I think her not being able to speak makes her cooler, because then she's the strong silent type, but she's completely silent.
I think it's one example that came to mind. Oh, sorry.
I think. Oh God, no. I think she's also got like a lot of comedic elements as well, because she's like the strong knight, and then all of a sudden she's just lecturing kids on how breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Yeah, it was good because it's the head writer that did Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of that element is in there. But that's an interesting examination between the Dragon Prince and Avatar. And
I just want to say Toph from Avatar is also a great example.
Yeah,
I was just about to bring her up too.
I love
she's not really technically blind, like.
Well, she still is. I love the joke where
she can still
Sokka throws her the belt. Where Sokka throws her the belt and just slaps her in the face.
Yeah, the scene
when she's the moments where she's like, "Oh look." Oh, what was moments like, "Oh look, there's the temple," and then everyone looks over. It's like, "Oh, remember, Atsi."
That's what I was going to say when we see it, and she rubs her hand in front of her face. You can't see.
I was reminded of the I was reminded of the '97 Cinderella film that had a black Cinderella Brandy. It had Whoopi Goldberg was the queen, and
Mark Hammerstein, Cinderella. Sorry.
And the king was Victor Garber. Victor Garber's the guy who plays who's that guy in DC TV, Doctor something Stein. I can't remember his name. He's like this is a white guy married a black woman, and no one made a big deal about it. It was like, oh wow, 97 Cinderella made for TV movie, and it was fine.
Except for the fact that their son was Asian. That's what triggered me.
Everyone was different background, which was funny. Which was fine, but it was a musical. Like you had what's her name, Whitney Houston singing all these songs. So that was kind of the point. It was entertaining. It was fantastical. You didn't take it seriously, but it was great to watch because it was entertaining. So no one cared that it was white black. I'm sure at the time, it was the news. That was the news item of the day. Because the first black Cinderella. It's like, yeah, and so like fine. We've been telling Cinderella stories every year. Someone comes out with a new Cinderella story of some fashion. So doesn't bother me.
So relatable. It's a great story.
Yeah.
All right.
I think when it comes to changing the race or gender of a character, I think there's a lot less room for doing something like that. Because you have to question what it really is the point of doing that. What does it add to the story? If it doesn't add to the story, then it's not really much of a point doing it. And if you're doing it just for diversity points, then it really doesn't work. If it's doing it because, like, legitimately, it's a much better actor. Like, for example, Samuel L. Jackson. Nick Fury originally was white, but I think Samuel L. Jackson is absolutely perfect for the role because he's the most badass motherfucker. So that's the kind of a moment where the character is much better because it's not because he's black, because he's Samuel L. Jackson.
Because he's a good performer.
Mm-hmm.
He brings a lot of charisma to the role, a huge presence that can stand up to these gods, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just a dude with a gun.
Well, he's the big fuck you hammer against all of these really powerful personalities, which are all main characters in their own movie. And as the person that has to knit them together, they have to be as equally as strong.
So yeah, that's one of the cases where, you know, you can change the race of the character. But in most other cases, it's just, well, you know, let's take Captain America, but make him black. Hey, you know what?
Let's take Anne
We'll also
Boleyn.
take Superman, and we'll just make him black as well. And then we take this character over here, and we just make them gay. It's like, well, they weren't gay before. What's the point in making them gay? What does it possibly add? We're just making them gay.
Well, Shiny, what about the drama about was it Anne Boleyn making her black in the UK? Did you hear about that?
Who's Anne Boleyn?
Yeah,
I have no
Anne
idea.
Boleyn.
It's one of the wives of Henry VIII.
King Henry VIII.
Wait, what?
They made her black.
What?
Yeah, they turned her black. Yeah.
Okay,
In what show?
It's one that's coming out next year on the BBC.
no, that's not okay because that's a historical figure, and that's
But she's black.
creeping into historical revisionism. You can
But
turn
she's black.
Guinevere black. Guinevere isn't a real person, but to say that, oh my god, that makes me mad. Like they're like, historical revisionism. You know, textbooks today are through a white perspective, and then they go around doing that bullshit.
I'm pretty sure Anne Boleyn was pretty much like white. I don't think that's whitewashing.
Yeah.
She was Asian.
She was in.
Back to the video.
Anyways,
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
Yeah.
Listen.
Apparently, it's not the BBC; it's
representation is
Channel
way
5.
more
Oh, Channel 5. Oh, right.
than you think it is. People like to label it as a forced political agenda, when none of it is inherently political. Or
Really? It's
If you have a political agenda and you're forcing diversity into a story and it's damaging the story, that is a political agenda.
these people have been forever saying that everything is
coming in.
political.
Everything is racist. Everything is sexist. Everything is political, and you need to point that shit out.
Hello, Anita Sarkeesian.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This is the camp. This is the thing. And if you don't subscribe that everything's political, you're not in lockstep. And the
Seems
minute
like-
they figure out who you are, they're gonna cast you out.
Seems like this guy didn't get the memo, but I like
think
that.
it's more just trying to change the argument to like whatever suits them at the time. So they'll take, so for example, they'll say, well, you know, race is political when it suits them, but then they'll just change to the stance, well, race isn't political, or it shouldn't be political whenever it suits them as well. So it's just whatever really suits them at the time, they'll say this, that, and the other.
Okay, so that's a Hawk posted a picture of the Anne Boleyn actor, and I mean she's a beautiful lady, but fuck, stop it with this whole historical revisionism. God, I mean I'm sure there are fucking stories about African royalty going to England. That's a historical thing. Make something about that. That could be interesting.
Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah.
Right.
To England in 1880, King of Zululand, and was treated like almost like an equal.
They were treated.
But,
The royalty, the African royalty, were treated very well when they went to England.
It's like the joke of like Shaka Zulu, the story of him, but with Tom Hardy as the main character.
Anyway.
Right. Joe Crazy. I laugh at the fact that Power Rangers can pull off the diversity thing without being forced, while comics make it overly preachy and patronizing. Well, as we know, Power Rangers is based off the Japanese Sentai world, where you're basically a guy in spandex and you have superpowers. So it could be.
I still think it's absolutely hilarious. They accidentally made the black the black guy, the black Power Ranger. They made the yellow Power Ranger as an Asian woman. And then they legitimately did say that it was accidental. Like they didn't realize till afterwards that fuck, we fucked this up. And then the
Red Power Rangers.
I think the only one they did know was like the pink Power Ranger was also like a woman. So that's the one they were intending, but the other ones I think just happened accidentally.
See, the only problem I have with the woman being the pink Power Ranger is that it wasn't a dusty pink, a nice muted. It wasn't the right shade of pink.
Oh god, your shades of pink. There's one shade of pink. It's called pink.
There's several shades of
not
pink.
It's lightest red.
Yeah.
Fuck you! I love dusty pink. It's got like more white in it, and it's also muted.
What color? What color is the guy's?
So you like it because it says white in it.
Turtleneck on screen.
Oh no, he found me out. What? I know it's a
screen.
statement. On screen, that is red. Yeah. It's more of a maroon.
Okay.
Bitch, I work in hex codes. I look at sheep.
Women.
Also,
fuck you.
When it comes to Anne Boleyn randomly, I'm trying. Was she the second one? The second wife.
The head.
The beheaded. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. I remember.
Of course, they choose a black actress to be beheaded.
Because it's
divorced,
beheaded, and died. Divorced, beheaded, survive. I'm Henry VIII. I have 6 sorry wives. Some might say I ruined their lives. Horrible histories, man. It's a great way to teach history.
There's a version of that where it's the chicks singing or the wives singing it, but back to the video.
Nah, the best version is when Henry VIII is singing it. That's the original. It's the OG.
Lobbing your ex's head off.
Oh boy.
Yep. That's based.
Here is Jake the Surgeon. Tommy is canonically Native American and was the Red Ranger twice. Awesome.
What? They actually had the Native American to be the Red Ranger.
Yeah, but Tommy's a Chad.
Yeah. Right. Everybody wants to be the Red Ranger. Come on.
No, the actual.
Red is the best color.
Super awesome.
Yeah, red is the best color.
The most chilled dude on the planet.
Well, everyone wanted to be the Red Ranger until the White Ranger came around, and because White's the superior, everyone wanted to be the White Ranger.
Here's Alex Halo. Saber was a good gender bend.
Patching it through.
Wait, yes, Saber was
what?
Saber was a good gender bend with no agenda. Yes, she was unnecessarily attractive for obvious reasons. So, yeah, we get it.
No one is unnecessarily attractive.
Well, when you call someone King Arthur and make her this hot blonde English woman who will serve you night and day.
Wait, is this like the
sounds great to me.
Where is this? I need this waifu in my life.
That would be
Lord,
Fate Stay Night.
Where are the negatives? Where are the negatives?
She's a big invisible sword that can cut through anything. How's that?
No bodyguard.
Just stay on the good side.
And my bodyguard.
Wow, that's perfect waifu material. What the fuck?
You don't say. Anyway. Jake the Surgeon. Shadow Ranger is the best ranger. Fight me, dude. You are barking up the wrong. I have no idea what you're talking about. Shadow Ranger, is that a thing?
What? Shadow the Hedgehog strikes again.
What is Shadow Ranger?
Anyway, we have a video to cover, I suppose.
Yeah, anyway, a video.
I'm gonna have a look at that
matter. There are a lot of reasons for more representation being present in media, one of which I brought up in my cartoon controversy video. There are a lot of diverse people working in animation these days, and each person has their own creative vision, influenced by their own lives.
Message coming in.
Take We Bare Bears, for example.
Patching it through.
The creator, Daniel Chong, wanted to tell the story of being a minority in America. More and more creators are getting to share their stories with the world, and that's great.
Message coming in.
I hate it when people see a minority and immediately call it false as if the network was made to add them in by the SJW boogeymen. Quick, eliminate all straight white men from the show. We must destroy the American family. These people do exist.
There are more places than America, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, when it is pretty much just becoming okay. I mean, I know the intention isn't less white people, but when it pretty much becomes less white people, then that isn't too far away from the truth, really.
Okay, so his argument is
he just changed a few words around.
His argument is that there's people who are not white telling their own stories about diversity or trying to fit in. I was like, that's fine. That's totally cool. That's great.
It depends on if the story's actually any fucking good.
But that's the actual animation they're doing. That's the one story they're telling. I'm sure if you want to make an entire series about that, that's a different story. But then you'd have the same argument saying, well, where are all the white guys? Where are all the Asian guys? Where are all the black guys? If you're telling the story about Native Americans or fitting in or what have you. So How is that important? If you're saying stories are important, I agree, but that has nothing to do with representation.
Yeah. Well, so has anyone noticed that all these animated shows are starting to look exactly the same as each other?
Yes.
Yep, the CalArts thing.
You know, the reason why is just because, you know, like a lot of the shows are just like, fuck already. There's a popular art style, and then they all copy that one, and then they jump to another one. Like there's 1,000,000,001 animations which copied Rick and Morty's art style. Then there's 1,000,000,001 animations which copied the art style of The Simpsons. 1,000,000,001 cartoons which copied the art style of The Family Guy, and they just copy whatever popular at the time.
I find it kind of so fascinating that whenever they just want to tell a story about minority, they always do it in the USA. From the US perspective. Why not tell a story from a minority from a different place?
Yeah.
What about a minority from South Africa, meaning white people? Yeah. I'm sure they have a very interesting perspective from what's happening in South Africa.
They're doing what they know, and that's what I mean by, like, if you want to go see those things about people in different countries, go watch their actual media. Go watch...
Yeah.
I mean, Bollywood is fantastic.
Go watch Nollywood. Yeah. Nollywood's fucking hilarious. That's Nigeria.
Yes, I love it.
It's insane.
Why are you running?
Why are you running?
Is that where it came from?
I believe so.
Yes, Nigeria. They really did, but they have it. Like, I was in my my shitty, awful world literature thing, and we had to watch Nollywood things, and it was fucking hilarious.
One of my favorite things about
biggest movie.
The what?
Was that their first or biggest movie?
There's tons of different people. Nollywood's like a whole industry. I don't know exactly who those people that did the Why Are You Running, but it's something that exists. Like, you want to go see movies with all black people, go watch Nollywood, go support them, go buy it.
Yeah.
I bet your American bucks will do a lot for them.
One thing the exchange rate, then yes.
I personally adore about Bollywood, apart from the non-existent physics in their action flicks.
Oh,
I just love the scenes where you have a whole market, everybody's doing their own shit, then one person starts dancing and singing, and the whole market starts dancing and singing.
It's beautiful.
I love it.
So much fun. Oh my god, I have to go watch this one movie. It's a scene of a dude dancing in like a wooden bathtub with a torch, and there's some other guy singing narration. I'm like, I don't know what this is, I don't know what he's singing about, but damn, I'm here for that.
I just love the action flicks and action scenes where just nothing makes sense, but somehow does.
God, can we stop talking about other people's great films? We're meant to be a racist, right-wing, anti-SJW podcast. God, we're meant to like white people and hate minorities and women.
Yeah, Cedar.
You already hate women. Me? I'm a woman, so I automatically hate other women. That's just how the women code goes.
Wait, you're a woman?
That is true.
What? I'm a woman?
I couldn't tell because you don't have a sandwich.
You're a woman.
You bitch ass don't want mayo. I don't have no...
Mayo's gross.
As long as you're not Marmite, I'm totally fine.
Oh my god. Guys, why are we talking about condiments? Please stop. Alright.
Remember when Voice actually claimed that Marmite is good? It's like, no, Voice, don't lie to me. Don't lie to my fucking face.
Okay. That's fantastic. Dollface. Hey, Dollface, sorry we couldn't have you on. I, too, am a fan of the White Power Ranger. Wasn't that nice? I think that's Tom. Yeah. Isn't that Tommy?
Whoop, whoop.
Or is that the Green Ranger? I can't remember. White or green? He's one of those.
He was green. It's going to be a bit of a tangent from the video, but it's still more related than whatever the conversation was a minute ago. But in all seriousness, I've never actually cared about, like, I've never needed to see myself in a character to like it or enjoy a character, or because there's Captain Sisko. In what way do I in any way relate to Captain Sisko? Because he's a single father, which I'm not. He's black, which I'm not. He's a badass captain who's like big, brave soldier dude. He's gonna fuck up a bunch of Dominion guys. Like, oh yeah, he's absolutely nothing like me. Actually, no, I suppose I'm a clone, but hey. So yeah, he's nothing like me, and yet I really fucking enjoy his character. There are many characters which I enjoy, which are nothing like me.
Yeah.
I suppose it's a volume. If you don't see yourself very often, it's kind of nice to see yourself in that position because you always imagine yourself as it, and it's just fun to see it come alive when it doesn't.
What do you mean by see yourself? Like physically see yourself, or see your like say? Because I don't see myself as any like even people like me or I don't know. If you just want to go like skin deep as in like race or gender. That's not even something that I explicitly see myself in or care. But if you're talking about like gender representation,
as James Bond, I don't see myself that. I see.
You know,
that's it.
I probably there's probably a lot of elements which relate me more to Harry Potter, but I don't see myself as that character at all.
Yeah. All right, Jake the Surgeon.
It's very weird. It feels like a very narcissistic thing to want to see yourself on the big, represented on the big screen. It just feels like narcissism to me.
I don't think it's a narcissistic thing to want, but to expect and to demand. I think that's where it crosses the line.
Think of it
because, like, if I could see me up on a big screen, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
But that's actually you. What I'm trying to say is it's more like. Yeah, I want to see a black person on screen, and if you don't show me a black person on screen, that's racist. It's like, whoa, calm down. The movie's not made just for you.
Yeah, think of these
millions of people.
It's made for me.
Think of how the fanfic community will write a Mary Sue character in their power fantasy doing amazing things, and it's exactly who they think they are. Take that same mentality, apply it to a critic, and criticizing a film for not doing the thing they want. Because their mentality is, well, there's not enough me in this thing, and I'm a black guy, or I represent the LGBT, therefore, why can't you do it for me? So it's the same mentality. You're still horrible at your job. You don't know how to write. You don't know how to criticize, and you're trying to project yourself into the media, and then trying to justify why. And you're like, this guy has not given me a solid reason aside from I want a good story. It's like, yeah, so do we. That's true, but it doesn't matter where it's from. If you want to talk about isolationism, it doesn't matter whether it's from Uganda or America. Give me a story about that, and I'll talk about the military ramifications. Great, doesn't bother me.
Yeah, the furthest he's got is as a black guy. I'm like, okay, and what does that entitle you to?
Yeah, exactly.
Entitles you to
nothing.
Also, isn't it kind of
being a person entitles you to nothing? You're just a person.
I know you just didn't finish it.
Isn't it also kind of racist thinking to see somebody who has the same skin color than you and say, "Yeah, that's me"?
Yeah.
Yeah, no one could possibly relate to Flynn in episode 7 when he was running for his life or didn't want to kill anyone or was scared. Like no one could, unless you were a black man running from the white man in 19.
Yeah, totally.
01 or 02.
2.
Oh boy. Jake the Surgeon. A 7-foot-tall dog alien that is head of an intergalactic police force. Power Rangers is a fascinating franchise. What?
Yeah, that's a character.
Yeah, that's a character, yeah.
This is why...
He's an alien.
Don't sit there confused. You know exactly what that super chat meant.
Okay.
Oh my God.
If you say so. All right, here's Taker610 on a donation, then we get started with the video again. Old British law said you can't pay alimony to someone without a head. Therefore, how King Henry VIII was able to get around it, well, when they're dead, I don't think you have to worry about that. I hear the next session of Parliament is going to give that law another look. Well, good for you, Great Britain.
If your ex is dead, you don't have to pay for anything.
It's a good bit of trivia. It's like thank you. It's a fantastic loophole there.
Well, he also invented.
I'll remember that.
He also invented his own version of the church so that he could do it.
Yeah,
that's fine.
What a Chad!
What? I can't do this.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
Well, I'm gonna make my own church with blackjack and hookers.
Back to the lame video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just you know, minority, not a fantasy. Look at Steven Universe. It's easily one of the most diverse shows on TV currently, and God does it get shat on. And there are legitimate reasons.
Yes.
To
Well, yeah, it does.
For very valid
legitimate reasons. I have heard them from the community, from the people. Oh my god! Just let him keep talking.
Yeah.
criticize Steven Universe, but more people seem concerned about how preachy the show is about its representation.
Because it is.
Except it's not. The representation in Steven Universe is great. People of different cultures and ethnicities and sexualities and relationships are treated as normal things because they are.
God, the art style is so fucking ugly.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I was like, no, I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah.
Maybe if the characters actually looked attractive, you might care about them more.
Yeah, probably.
Well, they don't even need to be like supermodel attractive, just not unappealing.
Fuckers who haven't got a
Yeah, they need work.
Where's my representation? As an attractive guy, where's my representation in this fucking cartoon?
We need more Yorkshire representation in the world.
Where is the autistic representation?
It's Steven.
They can't,
Steven is the
They
autist.
can't keep
Have you not?
shoving Sean Bean
If you
into
watch
every
the
single
show,
program.
No, I haven't.
Sean Bean is like the only like proper Yorkshire actor I can think of that's in like lots of mainstream media, but he always fucking dies.
They hate Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yorkshire people are oppressed by Hollywood because Sean Bean dies in every fucking film.
Mm-hmm.
It's message of Yorkshire genocide.
Yes.
Derbyshire no longer gets any representation. John Hurt died, and I'm upset about that.
Well, I don't know of any Swiss actors, so in big Hollywood productions or anything like that.
Our one shining beacon is gone.
If I can't see myself as I need a Yorkshire person, because if the person isn't Yorkshire and not white and male, then I just can't see myself as the character. I just can't like them. I can't enjoy them.
It's why I enjoyed Alien, because John Hurt was in it, and since he's from my hometown, I could enjoy it all the way up until he died. Then I just couldn't enjoy that movie anymore.
Also, actually, on the note related to representation, the only thing that often gets me pissed off in terms of representation, but it's more because it's inaccurate. Every time there's a Swiss character in any game or film, they always speak German and not Swiss.
Oh my god! I never realized John Hurt was an Alien.
It's like Mercy.
So young.
Mercy in Overwatch, she always speaks German. I'm like, what the fuck? She's from Zurich. She's not supposed to speak German. They don't speak German there. Well, they kind of like German, but it sounds very different.
Yeah,
John Hurt is so young that I never even realized that was him. Because I'm used to old John Hurt. Yeah, I'm so used to old John Hurt that I never realized that it was him.
Wow. You learn something.
I mean, look at him. That compared to
Oh wow.
how young he is, and then you go to, if I can copy this picture.
I've just got a picture up and everything. But,
Oh yeah.
Cedar, look where he was born.
Was he born? Oh, he ducks to.
Patching it through.
So that's where you're from.
Yeah, everyone knows that. That's what Bears and Zach always take Mickey out of me.
Oh yeah. Damn, he is young. Shit. How did he get so old so fast?
It's called 1979, being quite a long time.
That was like 30 years.
Oh, don't say no.
30, like.
Yeah, age. It happens.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It's
All
just
right.
a.
Yeah, but I was
Look,
I was so used to
All
old
right.
John Hurt that I just never saw him.
aging is subjective, and let's start this shit.
Jake the Surgeon. I don't recall gay rocks existing.
Oh yeah,
neither
dude,
have I.
Have you never heard of glam rock?
Um,
gay.
I've heard of
Bang
David
the rocks
Bowie.
together.
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
Sweet, Slade, all them lot. That was pretty gay.
Bogue. Hey, Bogue. How you doing?
That's gay rock.
anything with R34 is very accepted, point invalid. I don't. What? What are you talking about?
Steven
Rule
Universe
34 has Rule 34.
Oh, jeez.
He's saying if there's a lot of porn made of it, then it's
Oh,
very accepted.
I see.
But I don't know. There are lots of valid reasons to criticize Steven Universe.
Very valid.
Just because it's popular doesn't
Alright.
mean that it's good.
Alex Halo, where is the trap in Chinibio representation? I wish I could answer that because I don't know what you're talking about.
It's an anime.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, anime has traps and that other thing that I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I have no idea. And I'm a manga
Anime
guy. so I
in
don't-
general is a trap.
Oh,
to white
finally.
supremacy.
Finally, Smut. I meet another person who's a manga guy. Everybody I know is like, oh no, I'm more into anime. I'm like, no.
I
Who's
read
a
manga
what?
all the time. Yeah, it's great.
A manga guy?
Yeah, I also like read manga. Here.
Oh, like I need. What's a good manga? I need to start with one.
Depends what you like.
A what?
Depends what you like. You like romance. You like young adult. You like.
Smudge, you just asked a woman what she likes. You're never gonna get an answer.
Okay, I'll forget. I'll stop it. All right, I'll stop. It's fine.
Just read Battle Angel Alita. That one's good.
Oh,
Okay, I'll do that.
it's a little
It's
bit
my
early.
favorite. It's my favorite manga.
It's still going on, actually.
Too late. I'm gonna go read Spice and Wolf. It's about economics.
Not really. Okay.
If you're getting minority or LGBTQ or female character does something, but don't bat an eye when a white, straight, or male character does it, you're being ignorant. Look
Huh?
at She's Got Help.
That's rich.
And you know what? We're not fucking complaining about that. We're complaining about horrible writing. If it was a straight white male character who had no character whatsoever, he was just a horribly written, dense character, we'd also have a problem with them as well. And we'd be saying the exact same criticisms.
Let me ask you this, OP. Are you getting tired of carrying that gold post everywhere? Damn.
Yeah. Also, you're about to defend your point with Captain Marvel. Rethink
no.
your life. Just gonna
Captain
throw it out there and say that.
Karen.
Savior of the motherfucking world, yeah.
Endgame. Seamus Gorman makes a great point in his Brie Larson video. You've got a bunch of people complaining about the scene, yet no one bats an eye at the scenes with a bunch of male characters. We could even go on to talk about how in most of these films...
Is it the scene where she's against Thanos?
No, it's
No,
the
it's
big
the scene where all
lineup
the-
where they're all about to try to get the gauntlet to the time machine.
The lineup? I thought it was more because
Yeah.
they're complaining about Captain Marvel themselves, not the A-Force. So is it the scene where they're flying in? She's flying in from space and she just destroys the spaceship because that's fucking stupid.
It's
Like,
a scene
she's
where all the female characters turn up. And
No,
do
but
that stupid
Oh
That's
yeah,
not-
the
they're not saying
lineup. Oh, gee.
They're not talking about the lineup. I think they're talking about because it's specifically Brie Larson. If it's specifically Brie Larson, I'm trying to think of what scene they're talking about.
all of them. Then
Because I think context is probably going to be important here. Because specifically with the A-Team, it's every single woman on the battlefield just appears in one spot, and there isn't a single male character, which is very suspicious. So it's not the act of having all these female heroes; it's the convenience and almost the
Are you saying there's a
the
suspicious amount of women?
sigh-inducing stupidity of how much how stupid this is.
Well, it's transparent in what they're trying to do, and then
Mhm.
that is so
Yeah.
transparent that they're doing it and knocks you out of this, like being engulfed and immersed, because you're just
Mhm.
like,
It
oh,
knocks,
okay.
just knocks you out the moment, yeah. You're just
Whereas
like, oh,
even though this is like majority male teams, for the context of the story, it makes sense. Because there's no convenient fact that makes it all. It's like, oh, they just happen to all be male, and there's like, no, that's just the characters and how they are.
Guardians of the
What's
Galaxy
this
has
line?
a raccoon and a tree man.
Yes,
hey boys,
there's not much raccoon representation in the film.
I just want to say this mainly male cast. Yeah, a tree, a raccoon, a guy who has no feelings, a green woman, and a bloke. Yeah,
I don't think he had
that
no
is-
feelings.
well,
He's
that
just
is-
completely
that is male super.
stoic.
Let me
Yeah.
just say that Groot is a bundle of sticks.
Yes.
He's a massive
A
faggot.
wonderful bundle of stick.
High voice.
Hello.
And then what the other criticisms about Captain Marvel, how fucking shit her film is, or I don't know, the scene where she's fighting Thanos, or when she just goes through the spaceship, like
Brie
this
Larson
big powerful spaceship
absolutely
that
high the entire time off of her own goddamn farts. And you
Tries
can
to be
tell in
funny.
her eyes.
I really
spaceship, when she's
enjoy her
giving a
killing
difficult-
everybody.
The spaceship is giving the hero such a difficult time, and like, you know, none of them can scratch it, none of them can harm it, and then Captain Marvel just comes in and goes through it like a knife through hot, butter. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that's stupid. You set this thing up as being very powerful, and it's fucking everyone up, and then all of a sudden it just gets completely obliterated by Captain Marvel.
Every time I see that scene, I just in my head I see Ray saying, "Oh, I like this."
Didn't she, in the scene in her own film, wasn't she going "woo" as she was blowing
Yes.
through all these ships?
Yeah.
She just did a triple hit.
Ago, she was calling like.
Woo!
a friend.
Yeah!
Message
Oh,
coming in.
cool! Awesome! Amazing!
Message-
Yeah! And just slowly see the frozen bodies of people she
Oh,
knew for years
Yeah.
floating past.
She used to be allies with her, used to be her teammates, and she has no problem. But these used to be her people, and they're all like manipulated like she is.
Yeah, is this just because I bought you socks for Christmas? As she smashes through the fucking bridge of a ship and kills numerous innocent people.
She's a psychopath.
All right.
How are you supposed in the context of Captain Marvel, how are you supposed to have stakes if this character can literally just fly through massive, powerful spaceships?
Because there are
there's
no.
no stakes.
There are no
There's no
stakes. They're
stakes.
all well done. We threw them out. Y'all get chicken.
Yeah.
Yay.
Here's a donation from Taker610. This is a question for Shiny. If Sean Bean is the pride of Yorkshire, does that mean the Uruk-hai in Lord of the Rings represented the evil posh Southerners and their hatred for the North? Then Aragorn would have to be Shiny King of Gondor?
What?
I'm confused now. Orcs are supposed to be the Southern. I mean, you know, I'll agree with that. You can have that all you want.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think Yorkshire was probably has more relation to Hobbiton, the Shire. As I think I remember something about Tolkien being inspired by Yorkshire to create the Shire, even though
he was inspired by the Derbyshire Dales and the Yorkshire moors
It's
in
quite
the
disappointing
countryside.
considering everyone in the Shire sounds like they're from Somerset. I find that disappointing.
Well, you know. Well,
So I'm pretty sure we're more tiny people, but you know what? I'll take Sean Bean. There you go. Sean Bean is much more badass.
On account of you being presumed dead and all.
Some deep.
that's the only thing. That's the only thing they could take from Somerset, the accent, because everything else is crap.
Oh, anywho, Jake the Surgeon. Hey, thanks again. This video has beaten me. I'm going to lay down to help soothe my headache. Catch you all later. You know what? We've barely listened to this guy, and he's not really selling us on his ideas yet, so it's kind of hard to follow.
Again, he's just
Literally,
repeating that this is good. This is good.
His start
Hey,
thing
look,
was
these
his start
dumb
things
people,
as a
this is
black guy, and if you start an argument with as a black guy, I've zoned out. I no longer care about your argument because you don't have one.
We're playing the race
good.
card.
What if they started it as a bear guy?
Zoned
As a
out.
person of cloning, I am
Zoned out.
automatically
I
an
am gone.
authority. Don't be clonophobic, Hawk. You're a clone of me.
I'm not-
You should be better than this.
No, I'm a diet coffee.
Does that mean he's a clone? He's a clone.
I'm the Boba to your Django.
I've just started every argument as a human.
As a crow.
As a person of immense attractiveness, I'm the.
Well, as a cunt.
As a threat, I think.
Yeah, where's the attractive people representation?
Yeah, I know. This is disgusting. I feel I'm triggered. I'm incredibly triggered at this.
Beautiful.
As someone who appreciates art, Steven Universe looks like crap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Anyway.
Especially of how they draw things like noses and just faces in general.
There's
also how they don't have a consistent art style either, because people don't look. The characters don't look the same in different shots.
Yeah, they're different shots,
the laziest
episodes. It's because it's all storyboard driven. They don't have a Bible they go off of. But there's one episode that they actually teamed up with like a Korean or a Japanese studio, and it actually looks good. They have the movement looks fluid, and even though it looks flat, they're just doing these amazing sequences, and which I saw once, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck happened here?" Because like my sister would watch it, and I'd catch it in the background every now and then when I walked around, because it was like the height of it was when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just badly run in general. It's just a bad animation cartoon.
It's like they purposely designed it to look horrible and disgusting. That's the only answer I can come up with. That they just wanted it to look horrific.
Have you seen her face? Like, God, she needed.
Whose face?
Rebecca Sugars. She's the lead producer or the art director. She is this very facially
a person who needs firing.
Yeah. Oh, that too.
She's an HTIC.
She's a CUNT.
TWAT.
Well, I still want to find out what his reasoning is for why representation is important. Aside from he wants good stories, which has nothing to do with representation. But let's just listen.
Let's keep going.
The number of male characters greatly outnumbered on one female team member, but whatever. This is exactly why we need more of this. There's
why?
Clearly a problem
because there's just less.
Well, we've already just explained the difference in context between what happens with the A team in Endgame, and then what happens in the Avengers. Because again, the A team is just forced and stupid, and again, every single woman on the battlefield just being in one point conveniently.
They always bring this, there's a problem with there not being enough X, and then you ask, but what's the problem? And they say, well, there's a problem with not being enough X, and you're like, well, okay, thanks.
There was a problem with some Face ID technology, maybe Apple Face ID, probably early on, a couple of years ago, that it had trouble recognizing a black face. And it's like, all of a sudden, it's like, this is why we need more black people in tech. Or maybe that's just something they need to work out to improve the technology. I don't think just adding black people into tech is going to fix anything. Yeah, the same problem, Alexa, for instance, and Siri have a big problem with thick accents, specifically Scottish and very deep Yorkshire. I know for a fact that at least early on, Siri had a huge problem with them and understanding them. And, for good reason, because, they are barely English in the first place. So does that mean that automatically we need more Yorkshire people and Scottish folks to be in tech?
You gotta translate.
Yes, it just means they...
Shani, we don't need more Scottish people in general. Let's not start trying to put them into...
I want Siri voiced by Count Dankula. I want Siri voiced by Count Dankula.
It just means that, you need to work out a tech problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Here's Joe Crazy. Don't mock Steven Universe's art style. It's easier for the Korean sweatshops. Well, that's nice.
Else is easier for the Korean sweatshops is if they had a fucking consistent art style and consistent proportions.
Yeah, it would save them at least 4 whippings a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know that is fair though. They're like, representation, ethics, let's go use the sweatshops in Korea.
Yeah.
So these people are preaching lies.
But don't you know, so the Asians are white, so it's okay.
Okay, we're
Oh.
Damn.
Well, the thing about white supremacy is that it's incredibly expandable. It's just expandable to, whoever you want to say is white, essentially.
Yeah.
Because that was the tweet that I shared ages ago that someone legitimately said something along those lines of white supremacism is extremely expandable because what is white is never been explicitly said. It's so fluid.
Yeah.
You're saying we're white fluid?
Share the cheese.
Yeah. We're white. We're all white fluid, Smudge. Deep down, we're all white.
White fluid. Start as white fluid.
Well, no, because there's now that new slur that goes around. Was it coconut now, isn't it?
Oh, that's an awesome slur.
People who, people go, if you're black but you don't believe there's white supremacy, it just means that you're black on the outside but white on the inside.
I like to be called the Oreo.
Weren't there too many Hispanics as well that were voting for Trump? So therefore, they just started saying, "Oh well, they're no longer victims anymore because they voted Trump."
They're white. Yeah, they're white.
At some point, we just have to say, "Aren't we all red on the inside?"
We're all Native American.
You're the what is that? Like, the food coloring cake. I can't remember at the top of my head.
I think this was the image. There we go.
Propaganda.
No.
Whiteness is not static, and it's expandable when necessary. Lots of folks we don't think of as white think of themselves as white because the lines have never been entirely clear. That's the beauty of white supremacism. It's extremely adaptable.
I never think of myself as white until I have to fill out
there are so many white supremacists. These black people, they just think they're white.
There's also a certain section of Twitter that believes that to be a white, if you're black and you earn money, you're a white supremacist.
If you're a capsless black person, then you're racist.
Because money is a white man invention, and if you earn money, but if you're successful and you earn money, then you're white. By the way, here's my patron.
I love the fact that the idea of white supremacy is like always about like purity and like only one race. So how the fuck is it expandable? It's very clearly defined.
I find that white supremacy is literally civilization to these people. It's like, we want to live in anarchy and mud huts. It's like, yeah, cool, good for you. I don't.
Well, obviously
white supremacist.
Anything which isn't the only thing that isn't like white supremacy is African culture, which is why African culture is totally huts. So we just add those onto the side of sci-fi buildings in Black Panther. Just straw huts on the side of buildings. So these big
straw huts and spears.
There also some of the advanced buildings also have thatched roofs.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
That's gotta be in.
You can't say we like want to represent African culture so it's not racist, and then literally do mud huts, skirts, grass skirts, spears, and loud chanting.
Well, battle to the death to who becomes the ruler.
That's the best.
Making
just literally every single stereotype.
Yeah, and voice brought up the gorilla hooting when a white person was trying to talk.
Yeah, there's something about relating black people and monkeys. It's not a pleasant idea.
It's hilarious how much people consider Black Panthers to be so progressive. At the exact same time, it should be really insulting and racist in so many degrees.
It's incredible. And also, black people only exist in the Western world in ghettos. That's the first place they go to is a ghetto because they know black people won't be there. Oh my god, Black Panther's so racist. I love the movie now. Favourite.
I want to imagine that the first person that comes up is actually like a homeless white person. It's like, hey, can I have some help? It's like, no. You're doing. Get out of here.
Fuck off, Whitey.
They just start hooting at him. It's a colonizer. It's like, please, I'm homeless. I'm starving. You have a fucking spaceship. Please help me. Like, no, we're gonna help these black kids.
Your people took everything from us. Look how destitute our continent is. By the way, I'm just getting to my spaceship now.
Well, and then the homeless person calls the police, and they just come.
Here's a great donation. Here's a great donation on topic. I love these topical super chats. Google's face recognition app once categorized 2 black men as gorillas, so they removed the gorillas and other primates from the app.
They couldn't recognize.
Oh my god! Why is it the fact that the progressives are so racist with everything? Why are they the worst people in the world?
Ignorance is bliss, I suppose.
It's just a beautiful irony, isn't there?
It's just. I'm not racist. Oh, by the way, can you take your gorilla out of this room?
On this white supremacy being fluid, isn't there a Keenan Peele skit about a black Ku Klux Klan wizard or something? And he's blind. He's not aware he's black.
Yeah.
You know, using the same logic of the people that made Black Panther, do they just see like, I don't know, future England? It's like skyscrapers and it's like really futuristic buildings and spaceships, but then they just have like stone castles just like put on top of it, you know, like stone.
The spaceships are shaped like teacups.
Oh, geez.
Yes.
I mean,
No, but it has to be something which is very obviously like not advanced, and then they just stick it onto something on the side of it that something is advanced.
you could
Like those,
you could make it
modern
work
updated-
by mixing it in a smart way, or by having architecture that is more modern but clearly African. Like you would see, like in futuristic Paris, you still have these old buildings that kind of mix with the modern ones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they just did it in the
funny is-
worst possible way.
In Africa, there
there
are actual modern cities in Africa.
Oh
Who
yeah,
have
there's
done
tons
it.
of modern cities. Yeah.
Oh, obviously, you know,
What?
Africa is just full of people in huts and spears.
And rhino farms.
Bouncing.
get that right
Literally,
on.
Africa's just full of a bunch of people in mud huts bouncing around in long grass, going. Woof, 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 woof.
While we're on the topic of huts, here's Tyler Preston super chat. Jack Saint apparently. The huts in Black Panther is part of Wakanda's traditions. You alt-right chud, stop asking questions.
It's tradition to be retarded.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Jesus.
Here's Joe
I'm
Crazy.
just, all I'm getting now is just of Ace Ventura scene where he's dancing and he gets a spear in his legs. That's African culture.
Wait, isn't that super hypocritical? That just like, oh, shut up! It's their tradition and so beautiful, but everything that is traditional over here is like, no, fuck that.
No, you got to incorporate other things. Oh no, that's exclusive. You know, you're not incorporating others. That's usually what that is. It's
Here is
one rule for thee, but not one rule for you, but not for I don't know.
One rule for thee, but not for me.
yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Here's Joe Crazy. How can Black Panther be progressive if it's about a monarch who protects an ethno-state? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's the right kind of ethno-state. That's
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, because obviously the whole idea that all of Africa is like just some mud swamp with some people in it. Yeah, totally. Despite the fact that Africa's bigger than most continents put together, it's fucking huge. Like,
obviously, everyone in Egypt's just black voice. Why would
you could fit for context? You can fit China and America into Africa and still have room to spare for most of Europe. It is a massive place.
Well, but Europe is also rather small
and really diverse. Is that and also the idea that they're all really unsophisticated? Do you know what the richest school is in the world? It's in South Africa. It's the Oprah Winfrey. She spent like 50 million on this place. It's the Oprah Winfrey School of Learning or whatever it's called. It's got an actual proper name, and all the
it's a big
high tech equipment and computers, labs, all sorts.
Obviously, that's white
And then
supremacism.
She goes down to see them. To
It's
see
not
how the-
decolonized yet.
No, she goes down to see them and how the school's getting on, and all the kids are like, "Oh, it's opera," and then she asks the teachers how they discipline the children. It's like, you don't smack the children here, right? And they go, no, opera, we do not smack the children. No, we beat them. We beat them.
I've posted a picture of the Discord of Hollywood's vision of Africa in the future.
It's like but the problem is it's Oprah Winfrey's school, so the teacher goes in and says, "Will you run?
You get a free education, and you get an education."
No, it's were you running into halls? I'm going to give you a beating, but this is Oprah's School of Learning, so everyone gets a beating.
The meeting.
You will get one, and you will get one. Beatings forever. Look under your desk. It's a beating.
Oh, dear me.
Beautiful.
All right, let's keep going.
Is labeled preachy or a political statement or shoving it down people's throats. The two genders, male and political. Representation's always been rocky.
Male and political?
Okay, in the context of the media, is it preachy? If so, then it's an issue. If it isn't, then it's fine. Deep Space Nine is not preachy.
If it's integrated well, then yeah. Then it isn't preachy anymore. It's
as long as you just write a fucking just write a fucking story.
If you've got to bend over backwards to break your own story just to get your representation in, then no, it's not a good thing.
I think I'm gonna dip out. I need to go get dinner. So thank y'all.
Hey,
no, you can't.
You're doing a good women thing of getting back in the kitchen. I'm proud of you, Cedar. You're starting to get it.
You, Hawk.
You
I hope you flip on a cookie and bang your head and cry.
If you leave, you realise it's just going to be like 5 white guys on a radio against. Like you're.
I'm a person of cloning. How dare you?
So you're saying
I'm a good
women?
What is up with you?
See, voice drink is respect women, Juice. Why don't you get some too, Hawk? Yeah.
Science thought.
I'm base as fuck.
Anyway,
Hawk, why are you complaining? You get to look at women.
Get women. Yeah. I get to look at a suspicious amount of women.
Why are you complaining about women in the film? You get to look at women.
Why are we talking about looking at women in film? We get
women
in the film is coming out.
All right, let's see you all.
Women in film. Pretend it's what you want.
All right, see you, sir.
See ya.
See that?
Okay.
Animation is a part of media, and media is reflective of society, so we ended up with a lot of rotten apples for a long time. Everyone who could would do it. Disney, Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry. Back then, racism was just normal. It's part.
Aren't they just being covered in oil? In that scene?
Yeah. But oil
Black
looks
people
black.
are more sensitive to how they're portrayed in animation. I really enjoy watching the How to Black video, namely because seeing all these black faces actually makes me feel good about myself. It's like, hey, someone doesn't.
Why?
How to Black?
Seeing black people makes you feel good about it. Why? I don't feel good when I just see white people. I don't feel good when I see other men.
Let's rewind. He went, I like watching the How to Black video. First thing he said, what? How to Black? So,
well, yeah,
is there a certain way
the other
black
part
people
to
should
dissect.
act? Yeah. Is there a certain way black people should act?
Yes, exactly. All black people act the same. Didn't you know?
Yeah, I just
We heard it from a black guy, so it must be true. Because all black people also think the same.
Yeah. We've got ages of this video left, and this guy's fucking stupid.
He's bringing up old examples from like the 60s and 70s, like were different times.
It's not even 60s and 70s here, man. We're
going
back to
like even older
40s. Yeah, 40s and shit.
I mean, these are not modern examples. This is not how the people who are still working on it.
Imagine thinking everything's racist and having to stretch back 80 fucking years just to find an example.
Yeah.
And then try to say, look, the modern world's racist. 80 years ago, when my granddad was 2 years old.
My granddad wasn't even born yet.
Here is Ultimate Fatty. I'm sorry, but was racism normal to Mark Twain? Back in the day, people talk like that all the time. So that's why a lot of people do not like teaching or showing off Mark Twain books because of the language he used. But I don't think he was inherently racist, to my knowledge.
In 50 years' time, barely anything that gets written now will not be looked at positively. I can imagine that. This is the exact same thing. What we find as normal now, in the future, people might find to be different. So you should never judge what someone felt like hundreds of years ago, or even 80 years ago. It's ridiculous. Sorry, you shouldn't do it.
See me as a violent knuckle dragger just because my ancestors spent more time in the sun. For LGBTQ+ representation, it's usually just one-off mentions during interviews or outside of the show, or just played for laughs. I'd talk more about it, but Jack Saint already made some pretty good videos on the subject.
So I'd make an argument, but go watch someone else make an argument. Go fuck yourself. Seriously, if your argument comes down to watch someone else, fuck off.
There's one thing in referring to. I know a lot of people do refer to other videos. Like, okay, so this video is not about X. So if you want to hear about X, go watch this video. But this is legitimately a video that's supposed to be talking about this stuff, and it's just telling you to go watch someone else.
Also, don't recommend Jack Saint, please. Don't. Stop.
Oh yeah, if you're using Jack Saint as a reference, it'd say, "Oh, you should really listen to this guy." It's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm not listening.
Jack Saint is a psycho.
So this guy's argumentation goes: make point. Defense the point is go watch someone else defend my point. No, defend your point. Defend what you're saying, or don't make the.
But he doesn't also really make a point. He just says, "Well, it's that."
Well, he's still making.
He claims.
He makes a claim.
Yeah.
Defend claim. No, watch Jack Saint defend my claim. No, I don't want to. Is the reason why I'm watching your video is so that you, the person who's doing this video, can defend yourself.
Also, go listen to a white person.
Yeah, why should we listen to a white person talk about representation?
Yeah. And also, why should I listen to a religious guy? He's got Saint in his name. I'm just making assumptions. So fuck it. I'm a white supremacist. I can do it.
I mean, this is the prime example of the whole white supremacy thing being extremely adaptable.
Yeah.
We're very inclusive, white supremacy.
Yeah.
White supremacy is very inclusive.
Yeah.
How is he going to explore the sort of personal ramifications of what it's like to see someone of your same ethnicity in media if he's not the same ethnicity as you?
Also, I can see that this guy obviously watched a lot of Jack Saint's videos, and the red line's barely anywhere on the fucking one he watched.
Do you think Jack Saint puts enough stuff in his thumbnails?
No, he could definitely put at least 22 more characters in there.
He's in both of his thumbnails, and he's really tinted to a color, and it really doesn't make him
purple.
Bisexual
lighting. But it makes him really difficult to see because he's got very little contrast on his actual person now. There's no difference between the colors. Why is he even tinting himself?
Why are you complaining about the fact that he's made it difficult to see him? I see that as
he needs more. More arrows
is a plus, but why does he think that's a good thing? If he's going to put himself in his thumbnails, if you make yourself visible, what the fuck are you doing? This is not how you make a thumbnail. You don't just make it visual noise.
Why?
Why? That's what pretty much the LGBTQ plus thing is now. It's just visible noise. And that's me banned from Smudcast.
The homophobic views of Hawk do not reflect the views of the Smudcast.
I've nothing against the people.
Just as what a racism would say. A racism and a homophobic-tism would say they're not racist or homophobic.
Yeah.
You know who also said they're not racist? Racists.
Hitler.
Hitler said he wasn't racist.
Yeah.
I'd like to, while we're talking about the whole the malleable nature of using the term white supremacy, you realise it's quite malleable in reverse, right? You only have to speak to, a lot of mixed people in America get categorized as black, but the catch is you have to be liked and successful to be upgraded to the status of black. Until then, you're mixed. So, like Alicia Keys or Mariah Carey, a black and a white parent, respectively, black singers, but they're mixed by ethnicity. Obama, the most successful and potentially popular black person in the world, is categorized as the America's first black president, but he is mixed ethnicity. And before he actually became the first black president, he was explained or described as the mixed candidate. So this is not a one-way street anyway.
Yeah. At the end of the day, white supremacy literally comes down to it can be deflected by saying "no, you," and that's how silly it becomes.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminded me. I found that a funny comment from Tim Pool. He's mixed Asian and white, and so he said, "Well, since Asian is now considered white, he's double white."
The super white
Oreo.
The double stuffed Oreo.
Yeah.
The white chocolate Oreo is the white.
Oh yeah, double stuffed white chocolate, white coated Oreo.
This is how silly it gets, because the people who are saying shout about white supremacy never give us a definition of it. They change it all the time to the point where it means absolutely nothing. It means nothing.
And sometimes it's just you look at it and you go like, well, do you mean European culture?
I should not be called a white supremacist for not liking The Last Jedi. I don't know how that works at all.
And by the way, the point was it doesn't matter if he's half Middle Eastern, half black. The point is that they referred to him as mixed, and then for some reason, as if it gives them more credit or it's more popular as a thumbnail, they decided to start calling Obama black instead. They just sort of changed the label that they've given him because the brownie points, I guess.
Because their definition for a group of people that want to control words and meaning so much, they have such fluid definitions of every single fucking word, and they just keep changing it constantly. They want full control over the meanings of everything, yet can't even make up their mind about what meaning they want, and they just keep changing it.
They want you to use their meaning and their words.
Until they change it.
But they still don't know. Yeah, then they change it. Yeah.
Anyways.
That's what I mean. This is. I'm going to be serious. This is incredibly. This is really dangerous when you think about it. A group of people who can just change the meanings of a word on a whim, and you can get into serious trouble for it.
It's
very dangerous.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 5.
Yeah, but it's a very slippery slope.
English in language is a social construct. It's all subjective.
All right, let's try and keep going through. I don't know how long we're going to take because this is past the 2-hour mark, and I don't think we've learned anything yet. But
I doubt we're going to learn anything.
He's really said a bunch of nothing.
It's not about his point. It's about the racist jokes we make on the way.
Though we've been seeing real representation more recently, this still happens. Sometimes characters are riddled with tropes.
Wait, real the representation?
Black is not a trope.
Just so they could say, We're not racist, see?
What the hell is this?
They're nice to look at and have around, but it's
a plant?
To them. They're just decorations.
What the fuck is this? Black people are plants. There we go.
I just say voices like, wait, black's not a trope. It's just fucking hilarious.
Also, South Park did representation the best with the character Token Black.
Yeah, it was great.
I think he was more talking about like the token idea of tokenism.
Yeah, no.
Because he's saying it's we have a black character because we're not racist.
I have a token plant in my hand because I'm not an anti-vegetarian.
It's funny because
why are people upset that there are no black people in our film? We have plants.
Yeah.
Come on, that must be
God, this guy is a fucking retard.
He's a potato.
We've been throwing examples of how they are the ones who are constantly guilty of tokenism. The whole thing we did with Black Panther is the prime example of it so far.
He's literally saying, I just want black people on screen. Just throw black people everywhere onto screen. That will make a good movie. I'm like, what? No.
There are movies like that. Go watch them.
I want to see representation in the real world. Okay, go outside your fucking door and go down the street. You'll see plenty of it. You'll notice that no one really looks alike. Oh.
These are the scrappy dudes of representation. What? Basic, bland, and repetitive.
What?
And people just with this bare minimum when they say
the scrappy dudes
of representation.
I don't.
No, let me have him. I'll whack him, Uncle Scoob. No. Let me have the white supremacists.
I don't even understand that. I know the reference. I just don't understand what it means.
I think he means to say that the token characters are like Scrappy Doo, like bland,
no one likes
useless.
Yeah, but that's in the context of a cartoon, which is made for laughs, much like most cartoons are made for laughs. And whether the comedy is lowbrow or highbrow or slapstick or whatever, it's like, so?
Scrappy Doo should never be used as evidence of representation in modern society. That should never be a big defense that you used.
I don't think.
I can imagine stand up in the UN. Representation is treated like Scrappy Doo, and then was just like, what?
Why do we one? And it's weird. Like I said earlier, these kinds of people seem to think that networks themselves are bending over to SJWs, when in reality it's always been the creators of these shows fighting hard to get represented without being censored. One thing I will always love Steven Universe for is paving the way for more LGBTQ+ representation in animation.
Like who?
Barely
like where?
managed
Like
to get
what?
away with this by making the entire gem race female-coded non-binaries. Trans and non-binary representation
and you realise that
gets
gets censored in places like China, right?
I can think of like
Still.
2 examples being Zombieland Saga
wow.
and some other anime I can't remember. Even though Steven Universe opened the door for more representation, it and many other shows still get censored.
There's only 2 things I can remember: Zombieland Universe and something I can't remember.
But banning a whole episode in the UK and US because 2 guys kiss in the background for like 2 seconds? People like to call the modern era of animation.
Nobody should be put through Star. Alright.
Don't you see how fucking transparent that is? They put them as 2 people in the background. Is that we never do it with the main character?
Yeah.
It's like the fucking Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. They had their first lesbian kiss. It's it's lovely. It's right in the background, and it's been clipped out of the Chinese version of the film to avoid controversy.
But isn't that tokenism if it's something in the background? It's not really part of the main story. It's not a main character.
Yeah,
I'd have actually liked it if they'd made like Finn and Poe just super gay. Just fuck it. That would have been something new. But instead, it's like, we'll put them in the background. There you go. And
I would be really opposed to them just being gay because it's just stupid.
No, super gay.
I think you could.
At least they could do.
Why just be friends? You just have two male friends, and all of a sudden, they're gay. It's like, but no, they're obviously just friends. Why would they just?
Should I bring back the C.S. Lewis quote of people who only see erotic love or love in friendship are retards?
Yeah.
What were you saying, Hawk?
No, seriously. When people say, "Oh yeah, but they're two guys who are like that," it must mean they're gay. It's like, well, then you've obviously never had a friend in your fucking life. These people don't have friends. We don't understand what friendship is.
Wait, don't you want to have sex with every one of your friends?
No.
What?
So I've shared hotel rooms with my friends after nights out drinking, with stuff with my best friend. Yeah, he woke me up naked, saying, "Where's the bathroom?" It's fine. It's normal. It's just
why was he naked?
Whatever.
Yeah, why was he naked?
Because he was asleep in separate beds. Oh wait, this is the thing. This is exactly the thing. It goes straight to sexual. It's not. It's not sexual at all.
I know exactly what you mean. I also done stuff like that with my best friend, and in the hotel room we were in, they placed a mirror in such a way that he could look straight into the shower from lying on the bed. It's so weird.
The thing is, if you have a friend that you know for a long time and you're really comfortable around,
you just don't care.
You just don't care.
You're gay.
It's not gay.
Hawk, that is such
a. In terms of Finn and Poe, it doesn't make any sense because they haven't set them up being a relationship. If they set it up as a romance from Force Awakens, that would be fine. Or even if they start setting up a romance in TLJ. But they didn't. So just to go, well, I guess we're gay now after going from a friendship, it would be fucking stupid.
You're fighting no one in this argument. We all agree with you. I was saying they should have made them gay from the outlet.
Yeah, we're not. But like what Smud said earlier,
because you can't cut around that. But like they decided, we'll put a gay kiss in the background, and this is the same for the cartoon that whatever he was referring about and. TROS, we'll put it as a gay kiss in the background, and then that way
that's easily cut out.
We'll give the illusion that we're progressive, but we still want to make our money in other countries. So if they want to cut around it, they can, because they're actually fickle in terms of an entity.
Message coming in.
It's true. Yeah, it's just so that it's there, but can easily be cut out if need be.
I like the fact he's probably not going to address that side of things.
Probably not.
So even despite the fact he qualified it as just a background kiss between a gay couple, was like, yeah, but it wasn't like they didn't put effort into it. They why is that good enough for you? It's in the background. It's like, what if we cut it out? It's like, it doesn't bother me.
That's how vapid it is. There's a gay kiss in the background. That's good.
Okay, so
you don't actually care about.
I think his argument was that it was cut in the UK. Well, anyway, that's what he said. He said it was cut in the UK for having gay kiss in the background. But I'd have to check that. I don't know what show is it that he was talking about.
Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Oh, Star versus the Forces of Evil.
That was
the same to me.
Yeah,
and in UK. So. Star gets banned nowhere.
Either way, it's just a scrappy-do representation of non-heterosexist normative behavior.
Yeah, it's just... Sorry,
I'm trying to... I can't find anything about the show being banned in the UK for having a gay kiss.
I would have assumed people would have had a problem with it just being so small that it was in the background so it could be cut out easily anyway.
Well, no, you could make the same argument for it being tokenism, and he would like it because why would you have tokenism? But he's angry because it's LGBT. Therefore, it's good. So LGBT representation, minorities are good. Everything else is bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting a little obnoxious. But anyway, let's try and keep going here. 2Tim505, watch interspecies reviewers to be men of culture. Okay.
Okay.
That's one way to have a good laugh, I guess, about sexuality in fantasy worlds. Or prostitutes, at least. Joseph Kerwin, thanks for the donation. Rise of Skywalker should have ended with Finn and Rey looking at each other. Finn says Rey, then Rey walks past him and starts making out with Rose Tico. Full tongue, slobbery girl-on-girl kissing. That would be something. I mean, something would happen in that movie. That would be it. So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit of Daisy
People
Ridley and
are up
Cherry Marie Tran.
Yeah. Someone might like it somewhere.
Great. Someone in a fat suit and someone who's a plank of wood.
There you go.
A potato and a plank of wood.
It's a woman in a fat suit and a plank of wood.
It's a tough plank, but someone's got to do it.
Mashed potatoes.
Right.
Mashed potatoes.
Alrighty. Wow, we're 7 minutes and 30 seconds in. That's amazing. I can't wait to stop.
This video is a real non-video.
It's just like, please say something meaningful.
You know what randomly just threw Rose Tico? I remember when someone had a problem when Wolf called them, called Rose Tico a fat Asian bitch. Like he said, I love his quote where he said, "It's factually correct. She's fat, she's Asian, and she's a bitch." It's correct. She's sitting outside an airlock, just stunning people for no reason. They want to leave the resistance. Oh, well, better stun them and lock them up. It's not even her job to do it.
We never found out what happened to those people.
Yeah, she was probably stunned beforehand.
As far as we know, Rose and Finn are the only two who never knew they were down there.
So they just get left behind on the ship because like Rose has just stunned these people and just shoved them into a locker. And then it's like, hey guys, I'm still in here.
So
wait, why are the engines going up?
So
we're escaping, and all of a sudden they just get ripped apart into a million pieces. Because they do mention that she's arrested or stunned several people who have tried to escape. And what's even more insane is that Finn has not even signed up to the Resistance. He's not part of their organization. So why isn't he allowed to leave?
Didn't they show like a cage of people in there and they kind of like wave at Finn? Or am I just misremembering that?
You might be misremembering because I don't remember it. Maybe it's an extended cut. Maybe it's the special edition.
Nah, I've only ever seen it in theaters, so it's either there or it's not.
Well, considering the fact that she left all the kids still in captivity, it wouldn't surprise me if she was all right.
Hey kids, we're going to free these horses, but you're going to have to clean up the mess after we've gone through our rampage of the city.
Hey kids, we're going to clean.
It would have been even better.
What about us? Sucks to be you.
Well, we freed the last animal. Now it was worth it.
Have to take the saddle off, and it's very clear they can just catch those animals again real fast.
They probably did within 5 seconds of taking that saddle off. They probably went, "What the hell's this horse doing here? Anyway, let's just capture it back again."
All right, we're gonna go. You try for another 1 minute. I don't know how long this is gonna take because he's really slowing down. At least I am mentally. So.
DC is censorship. Banning an episode because gay people exist is being politically correct. And people start
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
What? We didn't ban an episode because gay people existed.
Again, I can't find anything on this show, and I can find the show, but I can't find anything about it being banned in the UK on Wiki, Google search, anything.
What he said was censorship is being politically correct.
Surely it's politically incorrect by your perspective.
What is... Does he understand words?
I think he's talking about cancel culture. He's mixing up politically correct with cancel culture.
Well, no. This isn't. This is censors. These are censors of a network.
Because what he's saying is that banning someone for this, that, and the other, because he said, what was it? Politically correct is censoring people, so and therefore he calls what was it? Banning a show for having gay people in it. He calls that politically correct.
That doesn't make sense. You can't have political correctness and censorship be the same thing. That doesn't make sense. Politically correct is saying the right word as opposed to not saying it. It would be politically incorrect. I don't.
I don't get this point.
I think he's being hyperbolic.
No, he's confusing. He's confusing. Because he just thinks that people mean it's politically correct because it's censoring people or blah 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 blah. And then he's saying, well, it's censoring this over here, so I guess it's politically correct to do that.
So not showing, like, let's say an adult scenario like kissing or sex or swearing, you have a bleep, you have a mosaic, you have something to block it out. That would be politically correct for removing content? I'm not following that logic. That just means you have a standards board that says you can't do this, but we're not going to block the entire show. We're just going to cut it out.
Yeah.
You'd
be surprised what the censors are like in the UK compared to the US.
Yeah, but these are two very different concepts in media.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is when it comes down to censoring things, it's not...
I know, it's just that his vocabulary understanding of words is not good. Like, we're listening to this fellow, and we're like, dude, you're wrong. Like, you're using the wrong term.
Well, this is why I said earlier that we don't understand the meanings of the words they're saying, but they want control.
I don't know what this guy wants, because I'm listening to this guy, I was like, what is he on about? Like, how is this important? Tell me why representation matters. You've been through 7 minutes, and you finally got to one point, which was they're not allowing certain stories because certain authors of certain backgrounds want to tell their stories, which you would think, if you're from Russia, you're going to tell a Russian story of an orphan or whatever on the streets of Moscow, and it's like, fine, great. But that's it. I mean, that goes without saying. I don't understand what other representation in relation to a certain film or media or story or something. Give me something what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, 100% agree with you, Scott. Yeah, it's just been nothing. Whole video has been absolutely nothing, and even the points he makes, it's like, anyone can say that. We all agree.
Starting off about how it's a forced agenda intended to corrupt our children. Soon they'll be dancing naked in the streets and identifying as dogs. No! Let me dial it down a bit. When it comes to racism, homophobia, and most transphobia, it's rooted in this ignorance and stereotypes, prejudice at just a glance of a person. For ethnic groups, it's always these savage caricatures, cavemen with little common sense.
From years ago.
I'd like to point out, by the way, he's talking about Steven Universe as if it's some paragon of representation. This was a character that Rebecca Sugar drew and was, for reasons I think will be abundantly clear, was not actually carried on into the show at any point. I've posted it so you can see it in the Smudcast chat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Whoa!
That is...
I'm not racist or anything, but what Rebecca Sugar has drawn there is a gollywog.
Yeah.
All these would be interpreted in this one.
The worst part
can't read.
It says you can't read.
That has got to be the most hilariously unintentional thing ever.
That is.
What is the?
What
is the first word?
That she wasn't even doing that intentionally. But it's just something she accidentally did.
What is the first word?
The point that brings it all together is the little frowny face.
Yeah.
Well, no, because I can understand. Okay, so I'm going to draw a black woman, and then big lips. Okay. And then I need a colour which contrasts well, so I guess lighter lips, and then you just accidentally give them the trait of not being able to read.
How do you... I can't... You can't do that accidentally, surely.
No, because it's just taking... because the gollywog thing was already exaggerating common facial features within black people. So if you do because cartoons are always about exaggeration. They take something and they make the eyes huge, they make the hands huge, they make just exaggerating so many things. So you do the same thing here with this cartoon. Okay, so I'm going to draw this character, make things even more extreme, and then all of a sudden you get this. So it's going down the same path, and I think it's been done accidentally, and that's hilarious.
It's especially
she just dropped her pens, and then this was the result. It was an accident.
So is that the first word, concrete?
Rebecca Sugar has put at the bottom that this character can't read, yet she's also simultaneously spelt concrete wrong.
What is concrete? What exactly is that the name of a character? Is that an idea? Like,
it's an idea. I can only assume because there's no character like that in the actual show. Thank God.
Oh yeah, because they were coming up with stones for like who's what, where, why.
Stones.
And I think it's fair to say that everyone here thinks that that's kind of racy.
Yeah, I would say it's harmful, but in certain, going by certain things, I would say by criteria it could be construed as racist. Definitely,
definitely by
especially by progressive people.
That picture that was drawn, looks very similar to the ones this person showed from the 40s and 30s and 40s. That this person classes as racist.
Yeah, but this was drawn 3 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Ironic, really, isn't it?
And yeah, also obviously concrete is not a gem.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the reason why Rebecca didn't keep her in the show. Maybe she didn't realize everything else about the character. But it's okay. She's got a wicked shoe collection.
or basic combinations of building materials for limestone. Yeah. What is concrete made of? I have no idea.
It really depends on what you get. There's so many different versions of it. But I'll talk more about that on Sarcastic Hawk stream about building materials coming soon.
All right, let's go for at least another 30 seconds before we collapse of boredom.
Yeah.
LGBTQ. It's sex freaks, deviants, promiscuous predators. They act like these are lifestyles people choose.
Parents, they are.
I want to point out,
being a devious sexual predator is a lifestyle that people choose. You don't accidentally become a devious sexual predator.
Well, he's talking about portraying gay people as sexual predators.
Yeah. I want to point out...
But funny enough, female sexual predators, they get away with a lot of things because people don't suspect them as being sexual predators. But men, on the other hand, they're always being suspected as sexual predators.
Yeah.
Oh, not bringing that up, are you? Oh, that's very convenient.
It is a choice. It's not a very good choice to be a deviant sexual predator, but it is still a choice.
It's not a choice to be attracted to children.
but also, it's not like a choice like you flip a coin in the morning.
Yeah.
Just to see what you're going to do. It's like
you're going to touch someone inappropriately.
Also, one of those comments he was showing was a deviant using the excuse that they're trans to get into it, not that the person was trans.
Yes, which we all know and has been proven is something that people have been doing.
Yeah.
There are people who lie about being gay just so they can hang out with more people of the opposite sex, and those people don't think that they are a threat to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One of the most places that women actually get assaulted is at Pride Parade. And
really?
Yeah.
Big oof.
Mm-hmm. Recently, the person who started up the Edinburgh Pride Parade passed away, and he was a paedophile, a really big paedophile that had connections with the Scottish government, and it was all covered up.
Oh God,
Jesus!
Yeah, it was a serious thing. So, yeah, there's a lot of problem in that area, and it's up to.
What does your government not cover up?
Oh, it doesn't cover up potholes. That's about it.
Yes, the municipal Scottish government in Edinburgh. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but no, I think obviously the things up there, but I showed it. I showed it to you and Dollface Mod what happened. That they literally they were, on Twitter they were talking about all the things. Everyone was saying how nice he was, how wonderful he was, and then literally 5 minutes afterwards they had to delete all the tweets because it turned out that he was like a real bastard. So.
All right, let's try and keep going here, shall we? Please. I want to get over I don't think we're gonna last too long. I can't take this. This is just so bad.
No.
Come on, we need to soldier on. Get through this.
Disowning kids or trying to set them straight because their child is gay or suffering from dysphoria. The kinds of people who say, I don't want kids to see a gay or trans person and get confused, are usually just trying to say, I don't want a gay or trans kid. Children are naive, yes, but they're not stupid.
Okay.
Like an 11-year-old kid watches a
I
show
just
and
don't
they see a gay
want
character
my
they can identify
small kids to think about.
First question: has this person got a kid? Because he's making a lot of assumptions about what parents think. If he hasn't,
I think exploring sexuality in a children's show is inappropriate whenever.
Yes.
Yeah, because when you're a small child, you don't really think about sexuality. That's more like your puberty years.
I want to keep sexuality as far away as possible from my little boy until he's old enough to make actual proper decisions and not be peer pressured or forced.
And that's any sexuality, not just being gay.
That's all sexuality.
He'll figure it out for himself, and he doesn't need a cartoon that he's consuming at the age 5, 6, whatever, to be an impact in that.
Exactly, but it's.
I remember
there seems to be a big push by the progressives and the far left to force sexuality onto children, and.
Do you remember the video that we covered that was talking about sexual? Like, the woman was advocating for telling kids about sexual assault.
Yes,
that was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like in detail as well. It's like this is a 5. Why are you telling this to a 5-year-old?
Yeah, it was. Well, it starts to make sense when you start to realise that a lot of it just come out of the news, but a lot of the people who push this idea do tend to end up having backgrounds where they are paedophiles. A lot of them who push this thing about sexual, and that's not me being a conspiracy theorist. That's me just saying a lot of these people who do it tend to get arrested, and they find a hard drive full of child porn. But anyhow,
here is
very close to me. I don't like it because obviously being a dad, I don't like the thought of people trying to force sexuality onto my kid.
Here's Joe Crazy. I recommended this. You're welcome, fam. Well, I mean,
Joe. Okay.
I mean, it's not a video that we can't talk about. It's so much. And he hasn't said like the stuff he says is either wrong or off topic or is so unthought out that you just sit there going, no.
Yeah.
Why did you say that?
It's a semi-edited rant.
Message coming in. Passing it through.
Let's just try the next 30 seconds, and if there's nothing here, I'm just going to stop.
I will. They might start wondering if they're gay. They'll see a character they can relate to, and things might start making sense to them.
They're children.
The
children aren't
them gay. They might already be gay.
We don't know anything about. Honest to God, we don't know anything about being gay.
So what happened to this character?
They don't know anything about sex. They're not supposed to know anything about sex.
Did this character just amalgamate with another
boys.
character into a?
Yeah, like
that's not confusing at all.
Children.
That makes perfect sense. Thanks, children's show.
The stereotype of a lot of children is that they separate themselves based on their gender. So, like, obviously the girls hang out with the girls and the boys hang out with the boys, and then it's all like, oh, boys are disgusting, oh, girls are disgusting, blah, blah, blah. And it's not until much later in children's lives that they actually start being attracted to the opposite sex. And
what's that P word? That P word that hits
puberty.
Puberty.
Yeah. Oh no, that thing hits, and we start going, "Hey, girls look nice," and the girls go, "Hey, boys look nice," and then, they go, "Oh, Hawk looks disgusting, horrible. We'll just leave him in the corner." But they usually get together when that happens, when the hormones start flowing, not when you.
Yeah, because there's the reason why people are attracted to something, and it's hormone related, and kids don't have hormones yet, at least the ones which make them sexually mature. So yeah, it is something which is for kids that are starting to go through puberty.
If kids never see themselves in media, they're gonna feel like they're the odd ones. They're gonna feel alone, like they don't belong, like they're...
Why would they feel alone?
What? What the fuck are you on about?
They have other kids around to play with.
Yeah. Are you trying to tell me that every single... What?
You know what they do when they feel alone or don't like the thing they're watching? They stop watching it or watch something else, if that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yes, some reason more kids are watching than ever before.
You don't need to see yourself in media. Like, you really don't.
That's what I was saying. Yeah. You know when I used to watch Recess. Do you know I never saw myself in any of those characters at all? Still like the program.
I used to watch a lot of Kids Next Door. Didn't see myself in any of those characters. I just thought
there isn't even a single trait I share with Captain Rex, other than maybe gender, and that's about it. I can't see myself as him, but no, I'm talking about my real self. That under the hell, I'm a pretender. Anyway,
I'm Batman.
I'm the only.
You're a Foo Fighter song.
I'm the only white Yorkshire clone. There you go. Okay. The rest are Maori.
I understand what you're saying. It's like, seeing yourself. There's tons of kids' TV programs with tons of children in. If you can't find, what a stupid point.
Yeah, I can't see myself in Captain Sisko, because again, the only trait we share is being male. He's a completely different race, and so is Captain Rex. You've got so many characters which are.
I used to watch Rugrats. I don't connect with any of the characters in Rugrats.
This man has nothing to say.
Yeah.
I don't need to share traits of a character to have a good character, or B, enjoy a character, or to wish you want to be that character. When you see Superman or Batman, you see Superman or Batman, you don't. Those are a bit different because they're more aspirational figures. You think, I'm not like them, but I wish I was like Batman because Batman's pretty awesome. That's not seeing yourself in the character. That's wishing that. That's almost a power fantasy of wanting to be that level, and that's got nothing to do with race or gender, because there are any people of any race or any gender who can see themselves like, I wish I had these traits of Batman, or I had these traits of Superman. I wish I was brave. I wish I was handsome. I wish I was strong. I wish I was this, that, and the other. Things which aren't even explicitly based on gender.
Yes, to make that point, Glib mentioned, I think in the last one, where there's a lot of the characters most people look up to and aspire to. A lot of his representation is they are that character. It's like Captain Marvel is me, Ray is me, this character is me, and it's is me because they're super powerful, they're super amazing, everyone loves me and all of that. And it's like, okay, so now we know what you think you are. While everyone else is like, Batman's cool because I want to look up to him. Superman's cool, I want to look up to him. Wonder Woman, I look up to her. Ripley, Sarah Connor, all these.
Are you sure that wasn't Lit Dev that might have said that? Because that sounds more like something Lit Dev would say.
No, it was Glib. I think it was Glib. I think it was Glib who said it. I don't think Lit Dev was on that stream when it was said. I know. I have to remember.
And maybe Glib's just echoing LitDev at that point, because I remember LitDev has repeated that a lot of the time.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Well, near the point when I heard it from him, but the point is still the same. It feels like a lot of representation is just, I just want to see me. And
even then, it's a lot of people who preach about representation as well are also like white people or women or this, that, and the other. So it's not even about trying to represent, see themselves. It's they see it as the righteous thing to do. It's the righteous thing to fight for this. It's the righteous thing to fight for that. It's a virtuous. It's what's gonna, make them feel better about themselves. Because at the end of the day, I fought for a cause. Not thinking at the end of the day if the cause makes any sense, if it's actually damaging or harming anything.
Whoa! What was that? What was that thing? You don't act black. Smod, what was that?
I have no idea.
You just flicking through. I saw someone just flicking through and just went, "You don't act black." I was like, "Whoa!"
Honestly, I'm done with this video. I don't feel like watching it anymore. There's really nothing I've gotten from it.
Yeah.
No.
This video sucks.
Yeah, it's just literally him going, "I'm black and I don't like the fact that I can't see a black person on TV. I'm just going to ignore all the other black people on TV because I have to moan."
He makes no points that are crazy enough to go ballistic over. He makes no points that are good enough to have a decent conversation about. His editing is subpar, but not bad enough to make enough jokes about. He's bland in every direction.
Yeah.
We get it. He likes black people. Okay, sir, fine. Go watch all the black shows you want and be happy. They're out there. I'm sure they are. Anyway, one more super chat. I'm going to call it a night because this is getting really depressing.
Wait, what is it? Is that a song or something? I'm going to this school called Rockbridge, school of a neighborhood we're trying to build a house in. There's not a lot of black kids. So I stick out like a sore thumb with some bad acne. What I wanna know is why I never fit in. But really, what I wanna know is why I never fit in right, like the fat dude getting on a packed flight. Even when I make friends in the hallways, I'm wishing I was someone else always. But I'm happy that shit happened to me, because it taught me most important is to do me. Because everybody hates you till they love you. Facebook, N-word, same N-word that would shove you. What the?
What the fuck is that?
What?
Well,
everyone hates you till, or maybe people don't care about you.
Can we all just collectively say none of us care anymore about this YouTuber?
It's not binary. It's like, what if someone doesn't know who you are? Yeah, they don't care about you. How a lot of people I know I don't even care about.
Yeah.
It's not they hate or love you. Or it's automatically going to be hate.
Okay, so here's our last super chat. Joe Crazy, hey, thank you again. Tai from Digimon was my favorite character, and then last I checked, I wasn't Japanese. That's amazing. Yeah. According to this man, that's impossible because he's not your gender, or race, or sexual orientation. So you're wrong. All right. So this guy was boring.
This guy was
nothing to say. Very long. Referencing other video, like he referenced at least 4 other videos, which is hilarious.
To go watch to get an idea of his point. I'm like, okay. Well, I'm watching your video then.
The only point he made that was relevant was writers or animators who are of different ethnicities have their own stories to tell, which are obviously of different ethnic backgrounds. And I was like, I agree, it's true. But that
doesn't mean they're good, though.
That would be an entire story focused on the narrative of that person, not necessarily representational. That's just a guy or girl telling their story. That's cool. That's fine. But it has nothing to do with representation.
Yeah.
All right. I'm so this is the most not lethargic, but just I just don't care. I have nothing interesting to say.
I enjoyed the tangents we went on more.
Yeah, those were
fun. The video.
Yeah.
That's because when we actually have discussions, we have more meaningful talks.
Yeah.
We have personalities.
This was just...
Well, speak for yourselves, I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you're Swedish.
Whoa.
He's not, though.
Oh.
I thought you were Swedish.
You're being racist?
No, I'm not.
You're
Swiss.
nationality?
I'm Swiss.
You're Swiss.
Situation very...
Same thing,
From
really.
Switzerland.
It's like the same capital letter. It's, you know.
Sweden's the same as Switzerland, right?
Yeah.
I apologize.
There's an S in it. There's an S in it.
I don't know why. I'm very sorry.
Well, it seems like Crow's going to have to get cancelled now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Crow, but I'm afraid you have to leave.
No.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. That was great. Keep the suggestions coming. I had to open up a fifth Smudcast voting channel, so I'll be refreshing this one soon and be watching more of the suggestions.
Bring up this content creator ever again.
Yeah, we're probably never going to cover. This guy is just bad. There's no entertainment value. There's nothing to learn. His ideas are bland, and just go watch other people's videos, like Jack Saint. I guess that's what we learned today. Go watch Jack Saint.
Go watch paint drying or something. You'll probably get a better argument out of it.
Anyway, thanks guys for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon. Not sure what's happening tomorrow with LitDev and his ideas, but we'll certainly find out because he's going to tell me what he's up to, and we might do a little thing together. I'm not sure yet.
Ooh.
But thanks. This was a full house. I don't know how Cedar got on here, but wow. Nice to see Voice once in a while. It's always nice to have him pop in. It's always good. I feel like I'm surrounded by all these Brits for some reason, but
it's getting out of hand. Now there are three of them.
So many Brits.
You keep saying, we keep having a joke about the next British Empire. It's slowly happening.
We're taking over the Smudcast.
Yeah.
The Brits are
tomorrow. The Smudcast.
We have one American, one Canadian, one Swedish, Switzerland person, one Swedish Swiss, and then you have three Brits.
Swedish Swiss sounds like a type of ice cream.
I don't know. It sounds, like Swiss rolls. Like it just sounds like a different version of a Swiss roll.
No.
Yeah.
A Swedish Swiss.
The fuck is a Swiss roll?
Oh my god! Don't ask.
It is delicious. That's what it is.
Let me search Swiss roll.
You don't want to,
Well, no, you don't have to show it. It's just. It's like
only idiots don't know what Swiss rolls are. So
the Swiss.
There you go. It's basically just sometimes there's jam in the center, sometimes there's chocolate.
It's a what?
Roulade. They should call that roulade.
Oh, roulade. Oh, okay. So a Swiss roll then.
Oh god.
It's like a
I know what it is.
Shiny, dear Lord, shiny. Shiny, stop. Shiny, stop.
He's just pointing
Shiny,
at
stop. Shiny,
oh my god, Shiny, what are you doing?
Shiny, no.
Unlimited power.
Oh god, no.
All right, that's enough confectionery
Swiss roll now,
cookies, baked goods in the chat.
I love how on the Discord it went from Scottish paedophile to Swiss rolls. It's such a change.
Yeah, wonderful experiences always with people and their food.
You love it, really.
Swiss rolls are, I guess they're fine. Yeah.
Roulade.
Oh my god.
What is that?
What's what?
It sounds like someone was choking. Just there's a loud squawk somewhere.
Anyway,
it was probably me just laughing.
Yeah, let's call it a night. Thanks, guys. Please keep your suggestions coming, and always remember to vote in the Smudcast voting channels. There's
Should
5
we
of them.
start shaming people who still are wearing their Santa hats?
I like my
Yes.
Santa hat. It's Christmas all year round, folks. You got to keep the spirit. Plus,
Shame.
Ukrainian Christmas is coming up.
I just like the fact I like the fact that no one's noticed that my avatar now has a British flag behind it.
No,
Oh,
I
we
know.
noticed. We just didn't care.
Wow.
Oh,
No, I love it. It's fine.
thank you, Shiny.
So
It's
I,
the
why
best
you
kind. It's
survive
the
with it.
original. It's the original red, white, and blue.
Yeah, we just improved it by making it sparkly. We put
All right.
stars on it.
Well, you should have
How's
kept
it
red
going?
and white.
Bro, I can't understand a word you're saying. It just sounds like moaning to me whenever you mention
It just sounds like American, which is this weird foreign language.
But do you know what they're saying? They're
Y'all.
talking about tea and stuff.
They're saying something about aluminium.
Howdy, y'all.
Should I start
That's the best
speaking
idea.
about Shocky and gas?
Yes.
well, I learned we learned last Smudcast the best way to talk to people for the first time is to say howdy. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Howdy.
No, it's how you doing. That's
how you doing?
Yeah, how you doing? Oh my
how you
god.
doing.
What's
How
up,
you
cunts?
doing?
Oh, I actually did try some of his techniques, and
Oh, Lord.
my court date's in February.
Nice, you got a date.
All right, I'm gonna just pass out and have some whiskey or something. I don't know. Just remind myself I'm alive. Pet a dog. I don't know. Walk outside in the rain. I
I
don't care.
like the fact you went pass out, then have some whiskey. It's like just unconsciously drinking whiskey.
You wake up, you have a drink. That's usually what happens. So
You open your eyes, you have a glass in your hand, you're like, I don't care how I got there.
that's a. It's
Okay,
so long as it's good and whiskey. Yeah, that's great. All right.
What's worse is when you wake up after a night out with more money than you went out with to begin with.
Yeah,
That,
that is.
that means you
Yeah, that
gained
is,
money.
And the
That means
person you don't know next to you.
offer goods and or services in exchange for money while drunk, and that is never
Yes.
a good thing.
Or you stole money, I guess.
hmm
Let's rob a bank.
What's the yeah? You just wake up after being blackout drunk, and you just have a knife on you, and then some blood, and then you've got someone else's wallet and money.
Then you remember that you were at a
Yeah.
butcher's New Year's party. You're like, oh, thank God it's safe.
My guess is never going to end.
All right. Well, we're getting to the 3-hour mark, so we're going to close off. But thanks, guys. We'll talk to you real soon, and keep those ideas coming. We always appreciate it. Have a great night.
Mhm.
Bye-bye.